Hello, internet. Happy holidays and Christmas and Kwanzaa and Festivus and Hanukkah and all the fun stuff. There's snow outside. Don't go outside. Sit down, have a drink, and we're gonna welcome to Popcorn Chicken. We're gonna talk about Willow, but I'm not doing it alone. So here's Alvin, and here's also Nathan.
Oh, if I gotta suffer, you shall suffer too.
Yeah,
that's our motto.
That's yeah.
Before we begin,
why is there an old man Nathan with us?
So okay,
how do you whippersnapper saying?
I'll go into this first. I've wanted this hat for years. I used to have a flat cap, but it was too small for my head, so it hurt every time I wore it. And because it was smaller, it looked a little weird as well. But my brother got it for me.
You still sound like my grandfather. That's the expression he gave.
I had an old one, but it hurt
I've been
my
told,
head.
especially with this
one's good with my sciatica.
But okay, I'm gonna redirect the attention to Alvin. I must say that Cabo looks surprisingly like your home.
Shut up. Oh boy, am I. Let me tell you a story, folks. This is probably going to be more interesting than Willow. Ooh, nice sweater there, Theo.
Theo's festive as fuck.
Yeah, so I'm not a Cabo, as you can tell from my background. It's not a green screen. I don't miss my room that much. Yeah, it was my trip got canceled at the last hour because of weather. They couldn't get the plane in here, and my kids were really upset.
Don't you know people at the airport? And
I went to I went to another airport, Abbotsford Airport.
Oh, what? You don't have people in
what does it matter if I have people? They don't fly the plane.
No,
it's not like I have a private jet waiting for me.
What do you mean you don't have a private jet? Who the fuck are you?
One day. When this show takes off.
Yeah.
And makes bajillions. So it got canceled. We were quite my kids took it hard because they really wanted to go. We did get our money back, and we are planning to go in March. Nice. Around my birthday, so we'll probably do that then. And I took my kids out the next day because that was their Christmas gift. So they essentially had no Christmas gift on Christmas Day. Right? I'm like, hey,
oh, I guess you were shitty kids all year. Santa revoked your tickets.
Yeah, no. I basically told them, hey, listen, it is what it is, but you know what? I go, you guys have to realize that you're fortunate that we have food, we have a place to sleep and everything. All the stuff I could say to kind of deter all that. And so
we don't have food right now because we didn't buy any groceries because we were planning on going to Cabo. But normally
we had food. We had food backed up because we have a freezer. As modern technology allows you to put things in the freezer. So we had food there. But I took them the next day to shopping on Boxing Day, which is a Canadian Black Friday, our version of it. And my youngest son, he got himself a nice pair of shoes that he wanted. So they're okay. They'll survive. Yeah. But yeah, it sucks. It's my first time having a flight canceled on me. I've never had a flight canceled. I've flown many places. It was really weird. I was just like, am I really walking out of the airport and not going anywhere? Yeah. Like, why am I getting my bags? I just literally dropped them off 2 hours ago, right? So, yeah.
How long did you stay in the airport before you got the news? Was it a couple hours or one of those overnight waits?
So the flight was at 7 a.m. in the morning. So we got up at 3:30. We already had pre-packed everything the night before, and then we got in the car at 4, and I get a message on my phone saying, "Hey, the air hostess, the attendant, who are they called again? Attendees?
Flight attendants?
Flight attendants, yeah, they need more sleep. So we're going to delay our flight till 10:20 a.m. instead of 7 a.m. So we're like, okay. We just went back to bed for 2.5 hours, got up, drove down to the airport, parked the car in the freezing rain, literally slid in the parking lot to the terminal because it was just a sheet of ice. Mm-hmm. There's no point of walking, so there's a little slope. I just slid down it, and then went to some nice guy was lucky enough for me to get. He's like, just hey, I'll give you a ride because I'm doing free shuttle for everybody here. So he saved me about another block of walking from the long-term parking lot, which was in the boonies. I don't know why it's so far away. Got to the.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You were in Abbotsford.
So I got inside. They're like, hey, flight's delayed another hour, but we're going to give you guys a food voucher. So We went and lined up, got some food to eat, went inside an hour before flight. 11:20 rolls around, no message, no information, nothing. 12:20 rolls around, no message, no nothing. Finally, at 1 o'clock, I got up. I'm like, hey, what's going on here? We haven't got any update. And the flight was supposed to go at 11:20. Did we miss it or something? They're like, no, stand by. We haven't got any word yet. Finally, around 2 o'clock, we get a PA announcement saying your flight has been canceled. I was like, you could have just told us 3 hours ago, but I guess they were waiting to see if they can really fill up that slot. And my guess is the flight attendants probably said, it's Christmas Eve. Screw it. We're not going to go in this condition. Forget it. And
they probably said, like, we need more sleep. And by that, it means they're still at home and nobody's responding because they're in the ditch right now. Or
oh, they just mailed in and they're like, it's Christmas Eve. Why should we come in? We did our I mean, for all we know, they could have done 10 days straight to help out, right?
Sure.
So my wife was like upset. I'm like, you don't know what the situation is with the attendants. They might have had worked to the bones for the whole week, right?
Well, and also too, it's like the first Christmas post-pandemic, like when things are open up. So like people are actually going places. So they're probably
that flight was packed. There was no room. It was fully booked. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But on to better news. Willow was still streaming. They didn't cancel that, unfortunately.
I'm not sure that's better news.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that should have been
voucher for food.
Canceled.
I was going to say the free voucher for food. That sounds a lot better than
That's
Willow.
pretty good news.
Yeah, that ham and Swiss sandwich was better than this show.
I mean, yeah.
But hey, you know what? This is episode 6? We're almost near the end of this torture.
So I will give a little teaser here.
Oh, okay.
And people will have to stay to the end of the podcast to see why. But I'm going to say this is the best episode yet.
I was worried you're going to say that you hadn't watched the episode again.
No. I did watch it. I watched last week's, and last week's was ass.
I messaged him earlier today. I'm like, you better watch it.
Yeah, I watched it last night, like I normally try and do.
Yeah, I'm gonna echo some of that a little bit too. Today's episode was more of a Dungeons and Dragons type of episode for me.
Sure.
Can I quickly ask Justin? Now that you've watched the last week's episode, what do you rate that?
3.
Before we continue, 3.
Yeah. Ass.
You gave it 2, right, Nathan?
I gave it 2. I'm glad to know that I wasn't the only one.
My God,
that was the worst episode so far.
Can I ask you guys one thing?
Yeah.
How come they don't have a clean transition from one episode to another episode?
I don't know. That's okay.
Why can they not do that once?
I think they're trying to be artsy. And it's not paying off.
No, but I just watched the fucking last episode, and then the new episode happens, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening. Where the fuck are they? Why are they here? Who's this? Why are they doing this? Why doesn't this work? Every episode, and again, it's not like like watching this show feels like I haven't watched it for a month.
Yeah, you're like, what's going on? Did I miss an episode?
I do research for this shit, and then I talk about it for 2 hours, and then 5 days later I watch it, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's happening. It's like I've never discussed something for 2 hours, and then a week later be like, oh.
I watched it today's episode. I'm like, as soon as it started, I'm like, did I miss a short or something in their Disney Plus program? Did they do something in the middle between the 2 episodes?
Yeah.
Because I don't know what's going on right now.
They said, okay, so the last episode, they said, oh, trolls. And then they show up to fucking Mordor, the Mines of Moria or whatever. And then there's all these like alopecia fucking Wookiees just walking around.
I thought it was Sasquatch. I was so confused.
Yeah. And then for some fucking reason, before
look.
I don't remember
exactly what I'm talking about. I don't remember. I thought they all got captured.
No, apparently
I thought it was only Kit. I don't remember Willow getting caught.
First off, hello, Jordan from Canada.
Yeah, so I want to quickly mention I was actually on another podcast just before I got on here. My friend Customs by Matthew. So Jordan is from that channel. Welcome, Jordan. And I just
got coffee crisp in your thumbnail, and I wanted coffee crisp now.
And I jumped in here quickly because I was only there for 40 minutes, but I'll go back there another time and do a longer episode with them. He's a really good local friend of mine. Yeah, being back to this. Oh man.
So, alopecia Wookiees. Then for some reason they like who played them? A lot of the people who played the trolls, those don't look like trolls. I've seen trolls. I've played a lot of video games. I've watched a lot of fantasy stuff, and I've played D&D and all that stuff. That's not a fucking troll.
Nope.
That's a Wookiee with a hair loss problem.
It's the Grinch.
It's the Grinch.
The
It's
green, they're a little furry.
It's an albino Grinch. That's what they.
Are they
for
white? I thought they were green. I'm gonna look this up quickly.
No, in the show that we just watched, that clearly has not had any retention in your brain whatsoever, or anyone else on the face of the planet, except for all of the reviewers on Rotten Tomatoes that clearly weren't paid at all.
Oh yeah, they're this weird white hair. You're right. Sorry, I thought it was green because of the lighting.
Yeah. I don't even know what any of their names are. Anyway, so they're here now, and see, like, this episode had the potential to tell a cool story, because now we're seeing what the fuck is my hair doing? I literally just got home and it's gross outside. Anyway, so they were like, they've been building story and they've been doing world building, and there's this chess piece with like an injection thing. Like, you remember those 90s cartoons, what was it, not creepy crawlers, but with the guys with the goop in their stomach and they had to hang upside down and they fought crime or something? They had ooze and
what?
Anyway, it's a show in the 90s on like Nickelodeon. It was a toy. Was it Creepy Crawlies? It was like the boys' version of Polly Pocket, where you made spiders and goop and stuff.
Probably Creepy Crawlies, yeah.
And then there was a TV show. This is a huge tangent, where there were these like 4 monsters and they fought crime, but they had to hang upside down so the goop would go up into their stomach again, or else they die or something. Anyway, so anyway, he's got to inject that goop into the armor, and then he becomes immortal or something. So then all of the trolls, quote unquote, speak perfect English and sound
beautiful
like,
English.
Again, half of them are LA natives. And so then they capture Kit and Willow, which I get, as Cowbunga Dude said, I don't remember them being captured with Kit. I remember Kit flying up into space, and then Jade being like, "No, I love you." Also, I'm pretty sure they stole a line from Star Wars in the last episode.
That doesn't surprise me at this point.
When Jade is confessing her love to
Mighty Max.
No. Yes, but the boys' version of Polly Pocket was Mighty Max. That show was cool. The Mighty Max TV show was cool. But this is a different thing. There's a lot of non sequiturs. Anyway, so when Jade was confessing her love to Kit, I'm pretty sure she ripped a line up from Padme. Remember in episode 2 where she's like in like this dominatrix dress, and they're sitting by the campfire, and then she was like, "Oh, I truly, deeply love." Oh no, that's right where they're about to go get executed. Anyway, it's like word for word, exact same lines. She's confessing her love to Anakin. Anyway, so she's confessing her love, and then she gets stolen by a troll, and then then shit happens, and then it's like the episode's over, and then they're like, "Oh, actually, everyone was captured," and you're like, "Okay." But then later in the episode, you see them fight these guys, and they're complete pushovers, and they have no problem defeating them all with swords that they already have. But this time, I guess they got the jump on them, and then they got him.
Ah, man, like, none of this makes any sense. The way this show is written, we've already discussed this at length. But the thing that I'll talk about some of the positives here. One, it was nice to see that dude. What's that dude name again?
Christian Slater.
Christian Slater. It's nice to see him again. Last time I saw him he was in the show iRobot.
Yeah, that's the last thing I saw him into.
Which Remy Malek was amazing in.
That's a good show.
Yeah, great show.
Sucks that that he's not getting that much work and has to fucking stoop to this show. Was he in the movie?
I don't remember him in the movie.
Was Christian Slater in the original movie?
Let's Google that.
I don't think he was.
I don't think so either. That would have been cool if this was fan service. And when I say fan service, normally I'm talking about the fandom. In Willow's case, this is service to the single fan.
Christian Slater's Willow character is from an imaginary Willow sequel, so no.
An imaginary Willow sequel? What the fuck does that mean? This is a Willow sequel. Is this on my mind?
So he's apparently he's one of those things that there's no lore about him, but they're just like assuming as soon as they say that he had this role in lore, then we should just like assume we knew it, kind of thing. It's like what we see so far with the whole series
like that.
Yeah. So it was just they found a Tumblr post and it was like some fanfic about Christian Slater being in Willow, and they're like, "We're stealing that."
Yeah, we're using that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Christian Slater is there to give his '80s nostalgia to everybody. I thought it was fine. I didn't have any issues with him being there. I just the episode wasn't bad. Wasn't great either, but it was just I dumbed down the dial even more this episode to get that pathetic jokes that they keep saying. I'm like, oh, ha, that's funny. Oh yeah,
they got worse this episode.
Yeah,
like they had some Disneyism jokes that I gave them credit for the last however many episodes. That like pretty much any time Borman said something funny, it was like, oh, that's kind of funny. Okay, chuckle. But like every joke he had was just Disneyism, like a joke for a 6-year-old.
For me, it was just like, I'm just gonna watch it as I'm gonna have a snack. I'll watch it and just get over it. I don't want to be too hard on this show because we've already done it, and it's like, what's the point of beating a dead horse now, right? It's literally on the ground, finished, right? We've curb stomped it enough, where now we just laugh it off and just see what it is.
I feel sorry for it.
Yeah, we feel sorry for the cast because they're probably never going to get another job ever in Hollywood.
No, they're
I'm just kidding. Life. I'm kidding.
They're going to get residuals for their life, and then now they can say, "Oh, I was in a Disney Plus TV show," and people are like, "Oh, okay."
Cowabunga says Christian Slater could have been awesome in this episode, but he was written like an idiot. They were all written like an idiot.
Yeah, so I was gonna say most of them were like that.
He's just part of the clan now, an idiot clan.
Yeah.
Once again, what is the small guy's name again? The little guy.
Willow.
Yeah. Oh, duh. No, I meant his real name. What's his name again?
Warwick Davis.
Davis. What has happened to his ability to act? It got worse and worse every episode.
I think it was the best in this episode because he had the least amount of lines in this episode. There was he had like a couple sentences here and there, but there wasn't any monologues that were just like, why is he acting like a fucking 15-year-old who's in a school play? But like this time
he cracks jokes under the most weird situations. They're in the middle of about to get killed, and he's cracking jokes. And I'm just like, why are you cracking jokes?
Or they've all infiltrated a troll mine slave camp, and they're like, let's have conversations at like max volume. And then one person's like, shh, we shouldn't do this now. Oh, I know we shouldn't do this now, as they're like trying to sneak around the corner to like, I don't know, are trolls deaf? Like if that was stipulated before, being like, oh,
I didn't see anybody in sign language, so
they can't hear good, but if they see you, they're really fast. And like that would have been cool. Do like a opposite bird box thing. I don't know. Anyway,
so the one cool scene where Christian Slater sneaks up on a troll, and he's got that battle axe with him. They don't even show him beating up the troll.
I was gonna say, how's that cool? Because you don't see it. You just hear it happen.
Like I'm like, oh, cool. Christian Slater's gonna beat up this guy, and then it's like, Doug.
No, we couldn't afford a stunt double for Christian Slater.
You could have made that scene so cool.
I thought during that scene that if they didn't show it to us, I thought something was going to happen. Like maybe he's the one that gets hurt.
Yeah, like do a.
Welcome.
But no. Also, what do you guys think of the trolls? Before I give my opinion, I want to hear you guys. What do you think of the trolls?
You mean this guy right here? D-Me? He's a troll. He's a troll. Yeah, I thought the trolls were horrendous. It just, I thought the Rings of Power was bad. These guys took it to another level. Yeah, no.
Again, it just complete disregard for the setting and the atmosphere. And they were just like, oh, there's these terrible, really evil things that run this internment camp, and they're imprisoning all these people to siphon evil juice or some shit. And then they're like, well, actually, I was getting to like you. Oh, wow. Oh, you're from there. I've been meaning to go there. It's like, you're not menacing and I don't fucking care about these bad guys now. You've completely ruined the antagonist. The entire thing that is driving this episode is now a joke. And there's no threat. I don't fucking care about anything you're trying to, like, there's no struggle. If the torture device is done by fucking, Tom Green, it's not scary. If Adam Sandler is sitting there going "Gucci Gucci Goo" in a weird voice, you're not going to be like, oh no, what's going to happen? You're going to be like, ha, ha 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 ha, he's doing a funny voice, and that's it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How did you
have the same
Nathan?
issues.
I wanted to ask you, how was your favorite character, Kit, in this episode?
Do you know what I thought? Well, there were annoying parts, but there's also some parts that I thought were a bit more redeeming for her. I know that's not what you thought I was going to say, but later on, the moment where she picks up her father's sword, that whole scene in the tomb with the crazy music, the two guys fighting for the chest plate, I like that. I thought that was the highlight of the episode. And then she goes in. There's that weird voice of her dad. She sees a sword. It leaves you with a lot of questions. And I thought that was great. That was the most interesting she has been so far. And that's one of the most interesting moments of the show, where they don't try and like just explain it as if you already know the answer. They intentionally leave questions for you. And she was the center of that. So I'll give it to her. For that moment was her most interesting part during this whole show so far, was that one moment.
Well, and the whole episode is building up to that. So like all the Christian Slater stuff of like how he was moonlighting as Mad Mardigan, and then we learn later that he actually like covered for him, and then he's like, no, Borman double crossed us, and you're like, oh, okay, Borman used to party with her dad, and then Christian Slater was also homies with him, and you're like, okay, and then that kind of gives like, oh, when he was going to that bar, and he was trying to find the thing for the churros or whatever, because he used to roll with her dad. Have they stated that before? Nope. So okay, this is all new news that he used to like party
this is
with
all new.
her dad.
All new, just dropped to us. Yeah,
and all of it was stated like it was like, oh yeah, who betrayed you? Borman. And you're like, when the fuck was it said that Borman was ever there? And I think they were like, oh, isn't this crazy? Now you learn that Borman used to be with her dad. No, it's not. It's 6 episodes in, and I already have a picture of this character. And now you've just thrown in a new thing that completely changes everything, not in a good way. And then they're like, oh, I've been here before because there's a hidden grotto with treasure and shit. Hold on, I have a question. Did you guys hope/think it would be good? Like 50-50 chance it would be good, or did you just think it was
no? We had high expectations.
Yeah.
Wait, did you talk about this episode? Or
no. He's talking about before we started talking or watching the Willow. He's asking, did we have did we have high expectations going into it? I did. I personally did.
I was like, Willow was cool. I remember that movie. That was a cool movie. And oh, cool. They're getting Warwick Davis to reprise his role. Cool. Disney's, good at doing that shit, and they've got the original people in. Okay, cool. And also I'm coming off the heels of Andor, so I'm like, Disney can't do no wrong. They just, did great things with that. But now they're going the Obi-Wan route of just like, hey, I don't know.
D, we also have to blame Cowabunga dude as well here. He has to
Yes.
take his lumps. He is the man that recommended it, D. So going forward, he has been banned from any recommendations for one
been
whole
put in a
year.
timeout.
1 whole year he's been banned from January 1st to January 1st. January 1st is coming around in a couple of weeks, so his ban will be lifted.
Couple weeks. It's coming around this Sunday.
Yep. Sunday.
No, but I mean, I had a feeling that it's gonna not be good, but I put it to the side. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna go in and open-minded, and I hope it's good because it'll be another cool thing to watch.
Yeah.
And
Speaking of cool things to watch, because we're obligated to continue watching this goddamn
we
show.
are, yeah.
Next week, we are going to talk about Willow for a hot 10 minutes, and then we're going to talk about the Bad Batch for the majority of the episode because that also comes out on Wednesday. So
we're gonna give both shows an equal opportunity. How about
yes, we will
Equal
give
opportunity.
we will give we'll give Willow next week as much credit as it deserves.
Yeah, that's a better way of putting it. Yeah.
The amount of effort that show gives to us, the audience, we will give it in return.
Don't forget, we have The Last of Us starting in 2 weeks.
So excited for that.
We will do a special 9 p.m. Sunday night. You guys are good for that, right?
Yeah.
Anytime you're good for 9 p.m. on Sunday nights?
Sundays usually I am, but as you know, my schedule is always changing around.
Okay.
But
well,
I just want to quickly say, Justin, don't knock on wood, just in case. Because the games are great, but some very often moving from video games to movies, they screw it
True.
up so often.
Okay,
But
I'll leave some.
Pedro Pascal and HBO.
I know.
Okay, one more
Yeah.
thing. One more thing.
No,
They
yeah.
came out today. The showrunner came out today about The Last of Us, said we wanted to make it and tried our very best to make it as authentic to the game as possible. We really, really pride ourselves in this. Let's see what happens. They said it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Well, and this has been in development for a fucking long time.
Yeah.
Like I want to say over 5 or it was before the pandemic that HBO was like, we're doing this.
All I gotta
And
say
so-
is the month of January and February is Pedro Pascal months.
Yeah.
You have
Oh,
two
yeah.
of arguably probably the hottest shows coming back to back out.
Yep.
Mandalorian and then The Last of Us. Man, that
Yeah.
guy is making some serious bank.
Oh yeah. He's destroying the Tumblr verse right now. He is
Yeah.
just there's
I mean, he
nothing but
can go to
fanfiction
any
coming out
bar
with that
right
man.
now and just have himself a time.
Oh yeah.
He is.
He can go
taking-
into
He's gonna take all of your ladies home.
he could just
Fine.
go to TJ Maxx and just be like, I'm here.
Yeah,
That's it.
love me.
Yeah. Daddy's home. That's
Yeah.
all.
Like, take your wives home and girlfriends home. He is cleaning house at the bar.
Speaking of which,
Oh my
one of
gosh.
my
Hey,
one of my Christmas gifts,
you left a card here in the bag.
a card.
Yeah, your Christmas card you got from your special significant lady.
Oh,
It was in the bag.
Whoops.
It was nothing R-rated. It was nice. I didn't
It
read
was.
it. I didn't even read it.
he says after the fact.
I just
After
saw
his
Justin. I
brief
just
review.
saw Justin. I'm like, oh yeah, not mine. Okay.
Oh, okay. Must have fallen.
The
in.
gift card's missing, but
The cash. The cash.
Yeah, Dosh is gone, but I don't know. Must have fallen out.
Anyways, let's speed run through this so we can talk about
Mhm.
other cool stuff.
yes. Where are we right now?
So they're walking, and then she drops the wand, and then they do some fucking. No one reads cards. I read the cards.
Also, do you guys think it's weird? Like, she's causing all these little. So I'm kind of confused by this. Maybe you guys can explain
Mhm.
this.
Mm-mm.
So first, the wand has some sort of effect on the place.
Nobody
She-
knows what that thing does.
No.
But then she loses it. But the same
Yeah.
thing still happens. Like when she sneezes or gets
No,
anxious,
she-
then the place still gets all.
She has
crumbly.
the worst allergies in the world.
But
So-
how does that happen if when she has the wand, that was glowing and causing the issue, but as soon as it's gone, the same thing still happens?
How does she keep losing her shit?
Because she's clumsy and lovable, and everyone
And when
can
did she
relate
start
to
getting
her.
red hair?
Oh, her hair's probably turned. Wait, what? Was her hair red? Oh my gosh, that's actually okay. I can explain that.
No, I think that's lighting.
No.
Because remember,
no.
okay, wait. There's a reason. Because remember, as she becomes more like the real Alora, her hair is going to change back to red. I didn't even notice her hair in this episode.
Yeah,
I need
one
to look
whole
it up.
side is all red, and the other side is totally blonde.
That
That's
would have
not
been a
lighting.
cool
That's
thing
not
to
lighting.
zoom in on and focus on, because you're in a fucking like setting that is just lit by fire. So most things are tinged red. And then when you have a strawberry blonde, like fucking Aryan girl walking in that, everything looks orange. But if they had like an artistic choice to be like, now she's slowly changing, and then didn't show me that, fuck.
Before they went into the mines, you could see outside it was all red on one side. I noticed it right away.
Oh, last episode?
No. This episode,
Oh,
before they got inside the mines,
yeah.
you can see clearly it's all red outside.
Do you know what's interesting? I can't remember where I just saw it, but I thought I saw a photo of her hair. I can't tell if it's the lighting or not. It might just be the lighting. It's I can't tell about the hair. That's difficult. Her hair color with the lighting.
The way she had it.
So she drops the wand. Then she has an argument with Graydon or something, and he keeps asking her, "Hey, you okay?" Which, I get it. He's playing the bumbling boyfriend or whatever, but the last thing you should ever do is just incessantly ask your partner, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?" Because then
You're
they're just
demasculating
going-
him every minute.
they then, oh, hey, I'm sorry about, and then there's a throwaway line that he's supposed to kill Borman, which is what the king or whatever whispers to him in the first episode. So, but they don't, like,
None of it
it's
matters.
just vaguely just like, oh, and I was told to kill Borman. And he was like, I knew it. And then they move on. It's like, I was wondering what the fuck he told, why he even came on this thing. And it's just a throwaway line that they don't care about.
They all became friends.
Yeah. So they don't give a shit about the suspension or the suspense that they started in the first episode. That's just a throwaway line. Then they're like, oh, we got to go to the treasure trove thing. Then they go downstairs. Then one of the talking heads from fucking that
Harry
gladiator
Potter
show in the
Oh.
90s.
Are you thinking of that? I thought of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. It's
Yeah.
the big head of Salazar Slytherin.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
basilisk comes out. I'm like, that's it right there.
Yep. So then they play Jeopardy. And they have like an automated response and voice recognition, but also can discern when they're actually like they have to. It's like more like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and they have to go like final answer or whatever. And then some theme music plays, which again just felt so out of pocket and did not fit the setting at all. It wasn't mystical or anything. It was like, this is technology. This is a speaker system, and it wasn't like, oh, it's this ethereal being and this spell and magic. It was like, nope, it's a microphone and a speaker system and just a tape recorder. Like, this is fucking stupid. And then they answer the riddles, which or whatever. And then they go inside. And Nathan, to your point of like, this is cool when like Bix or wait, what the fuck is her name? Kit goes in. Kit goes in and she sees her dad's sword, which she's seen visions of, and then she starts hearing his voice, and then she grabs the sword, and you're like, oh, cool, she's gonna do a thing. Nope, she just gets pulled out of there. It closes, and then nothing is done with that. So now her dad went to the Nether Realm to fight Satan, and then they're like, yeah, that seems cool, but anyway, we're gonna close it forever. And then she's gonna get fucking mad because now the thing, then they're like, oh, so then whoever is voicing her dad, which it clearly isn't going to be what's his name,
Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer, because why would he want anything to do with this? And he's not credited at all. So then her dad is like, oh, I went to go fight Satan in hopes that you or your mother or somebody of my kinship would come here, learn this, come here for no reason to find a sword, and then you get to protect Alora. And then I thought, oh, here's the breakout moment where she goes, I have purpose. I've been a fucking asshole this whole time. You know what, Dad? You're right. I need to defend my friends. I have purpose. I'm the chosen one. I need to protect her. And then she turns around and goes, my dad picks you over me all the time. And I'm like, he's never done that before.
Because they can never have that. They can never have learning.
She's been a nobody forever. She's been the bread person. She's been a baker. And now she's like, oh, my dad chooses you. And now she has daddy issues that just started now. About
and it's funny, every time she goes into a situation, she's like, I'm this and this from so-and-so place. Like, she's quickly has to remind every villain where she's from and her place in that place where she came from.
I'll be honest, she needs to do that because I can't remember her background very well.
Who the fuck is you?
Speaking of remembering, our boy Eric just runs aimlessly. We all
the start of the episode. Okay.
Yeah, okay. So I got a couple good jokes about this. So then so they go through. The kid fucking sucks.
I don't know. Jade is giving her a run for her money too.
Yeah. So then,
annoying too. They deserve each other.
Wait. But before we go into that, Eric.
Yeah.
What's her name? Wait, I had her name here a moment ago.
Jade?
No. Jade's like sister.
Oh.
Remember at the very start of the episode, she's like, "Oh my gosh, there's so many people enslaved. I'm just gonna leave you guys. Goodbye." And then I couldn't remember. She just left, and I was like, "Wait, that's it? Like you don't see her again?" That was just their way of getting rid of her.
Because she's a smart one. She's not an idiot. She's the smart one.
But she's like, "You guys are gonna rescue 2 people with like a big group of you. Meanwhile, I alone am gonna try and rescue thousands, and let's just split up." Brilliant idea. No.
I saw that scene of Eric. I'm like, oh, cool. We're gonna finally find out where he is. He's gonna find out what's going on, why he was thrown. We don't even know why they put him there.
No, we don't even know where he is.
Nothing. There's no evidence of where he is, and we're almost near the end of the show.
We got 2 episodes left, and I still don't give a shit about the whole premise of why they left.
In fairness, that moment where he's like hearing the weird voice, like beckoning closer, and he did this smart thing that a lot of people, especially in horror movies, never do. They always investigate. Yeah. He's like, "Nope, I'm out of here. I don't trust his weird voice."
He's the first white guy in a horror movie to be like, "No."
Yeah,
he Usain bolted out of there real good.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give him credit for that. That was a smart move to do, even though like it turned him around at the end of the episode, which was like interesting to see. Yeah,
but like he's in like this cool like a loop dimension. So okay, so he got kidnapped. Then he just gets kidnapped, and then the show is just like, we're gonna focus on these fucking 15-year-olds and their quest to find him. And you're like, okay. And then they forget about Eric for 2-3 episodes. Then they show you him again, and you're like, who the fuck is this? And then they go, he's in the desert in a prison. And you're like, did they put him there? Did he just like get lost?
It would have been nice to know why he was captured to give more balance to the show, and sort of also give a reason why this quest began. There's no information. There's nothing going on his side to show why these guys have to make it through and save him.
Totally.
Why the importance of him being saved, right? None of that is being put in. Eric is by himself in this barren land. Nobody to be seen. No dead bodies. No signs or anything, and he's just running through this desert, and we don't know why he was sent there. What's the purpose? None of that, which makes the show, the journey for these guys going to get him, useless and pointless. I don't care because I have nothing to be concerned about. So I don't understand, man. I really don't. I wish there was some sort of explanation of why he's captured.
Well, and also too, like in the first 2 episodes, they're just like, "Hey, this guy's kind of a fuckboy," and then they're like, "Oh, he got captured," and you're like, "Yeah, but I don't like him, so I don't care." And they're like, "But he actually likes this girl," and it's like, okay. And then they make you forget about him for 2 episodes, and then they go, "It's this guy again." I'm like, "Oh, the guy I don't care about? Oh no." I'm more interested in the setting that he's in. He's in a desert. He's in this like weird thing that keeps looping. There's a bunch of spirits and they're trying to lure him. Also, why are they trying to lure him when they already fucking captured him? What is the point of luring him and trying to entice him to come through a door when they already helped him capture and put him in a door? Why don't they just put him through the other door?
Yeah.
Also, when he woke up, I'm trying to find a picture, but nobody cares about the show, so there's no pictures on the internet. But when he got out and he had all of his hair like messed up and what he was wearing, I again did not remember who he was, and I was just like, "Who's this Greta Van Fleet looking motherfucker?" Which, if you don't know, is that like Led Zeppelin kind of rip-off band. But he like his attire, he just looked like he was in Greta Van Fleet. And that's all I could think the whole time he was there. So then they get the cuirass, they get the armor, and it doesn't work. They try and be funny and do some stuff, and then they fight. Oh, and then Eric. Oh no, that's at the end of the episode. Whatever, it doesn't matter. And then Eric finds a girl, and then it's like suspenseful, and she's like, "Are you gonna help me out?" And now again, because they haven't told us anything about this character, or
No idea.
There's no information whatsoever. Did they show her? Because the only thing we know about Eric is that he's a fuckboy. So are they trying to insinuate that, like, oh, he sees a girl, oh no, he's gonna do bad stuff, or is that girl important? Is she fake? Like,
here's my theory. So, I think she's the crone. She's taken on a form, and I think what she's trying to do is she's trying to get him to mess around with her or something like that. So that way, yeah. But I think part of it's the magic.
Sorry to cut you. I'll let you continue here for a second. When I first saw Eric in this show today, I immediately thought of Justin. Because Eric looks just like Justin.
Sure.
Oh man, I'm like, Justin, there he is. Anyway, continue. Go ahead.
And I think that they're setting this up so that way when Alora finally finds him, which I don't know, will it be next episode? Will it be the episode after? Because I feel like they can't just all of a sudden she shows up. I feel like there has to be some sort of big battle. But anyways, when she finally finds him, he's going to be kind of like no longer as in love with her, or something's going to happen, and he's going to be, enthralled by this new woman who is probably the crone, just in disguise. And so that's going to, like, I don't know. I feel like it's the crone trying to screw up Alora's magic or training or focus or something like that.
Yeah, but she has done no training still. She grew a strawberry plant. That's all they've had time for.
And she's nearly killed her friends. Maybe she has. We don't really know yet until the next episode.
That's true. They keep showing us a bunch. Okay, and then god damn it. So
and then they won't show us. Won't show if she gets rescued either, because that's how the show works. They just skip to later down the line.
Let's face it. This show is going to end on a big cliffhanger. If they do, I
can tell you right now on record, we are never gonna revisit the show. I don't care what the critics say about season 2. We are never going to revisit this show again.
If they're like, "Oh, Willow season 2," I'll be like, "Cool, I have free time that day now."
I'm going to build Legos.
Yeah, I'm going to fucking watch paint dry.
I'm going to build a Willow Tower Legos.
I'm gonna watch the Willow movie 50 times to appreciate the original.
Did we not give
We
a score
went
now?
over the. Wait. Just a quick question. We went over the Willow Rotten Tomato.
Yeah,
we did. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
How they were clearly bought.
Yeah.
So then they go through a fight. And then Christian Slater sacrifices himself. Zero cool things happen in that fight scene at all.
Did you guys have trouble following along with the fight scene, or is that just
the
me?
fight scene, the camera work? I think all of the good
choreographic,
people
the camera work is all horrible.
Yeah, horrible. I think all the good people moved on to something better.
Or they just quit. They just handed in their own.
Yeah, they were just like, fuck,
this is gonna further deter our careers, so we might as well leave on a high note here.
Yeah, but they get down after they fight, and Christian Slater goes, "You can only afford me one episode," so he dies. So then they go down to what seems like a lava pit, and then they're like, "No, it's not. It's ice, evil something," and then it self heals.
Evil ice, the worst.
Evil ice. It's bad guy ice. The special effects looked great. The ice when it exploded and then reformed, I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." And then Kit fucking just starts a fight for no reason and goes, "Oh, my dad loved you more," and it's like, you've never mentioned any of this, that you knew each other at all. You're just miffed for no reason. And then the reason why I'm saying that this is the best episode ever is because if I stop watching this show now, in my headcanon, Kit dies. That's why
that's it. Last episode we watched, then.
Yeah,
I'll end it on a high note.
It had a happy ending after all. Kit died.
Kit died, and her girlfriend Jade was brutally slaughtered by these trolls. She was decapitated in pieces, and then
they all die.
And then Willow was thrown in a fire.
Yeah,
he was thrown in a fire, and then what's his name? The boy with the shaved beard. What's his name?
Grayson Graymore.
Graydon.
Graydon. Thank you.
Yeah, he got thrown over a cliff.
And Borman went and got drunk.
Borman got drunk and then made out with the female troll.
I believe that would happen. I 100% think that could have happened.
The end, folks.
Or Raptara, or what was
Rentar?
No, what was the girl's name that made out with Borman for a second? That was in the last episode, and she's part of the skull thing, whatever.
The sister of Jade.
Hey, a promotional offer for your channel. Viewers, a bunch of bullshit. Oh, thanks. Graphics is appreciate you coming by, bud.
Guys, they've got bots for sale.
Oh, it's on Twitch. Oh, okay. Well, nobody goes there, so nobody's gonna see it anyway.
Twitch screwed over Dr. Disrespect. I don't trust Twitch.
Exactly. Justice for Doc.
Can you delete that for us?
No, it's on Twitch.
Oh, okay.
Really? We can't. Oh, damn. That sucks.
Yeah. StreamYards doesn't even give a shit about Twitch. Whatever. It's engagement.
Maybe we have to go into Twitch and then delete.
I do have to actually go into Twitch. I'm doing that right now.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, whoever you are.
Yeah, we appreciate the offer, but we're gonna pass. We're gonna kick it old school. Shall we do our? Are we done? You said you have something to add to the end, right?
No, that was why this episode, because Kit dies in my headcanon if I stop watching now.
That's it. No more episodes. I think we're good. What TV show should we watch next week?
Bad Batch is next week. Bad Batch starts next week.
Yeah, I don't mind doing Bad Batch. And then we'll do Last of Us when it rolls in.
Yep. Yep. Popcorn chicken for life.
Let's be honest. We don't need to fill up a whole episode with Willow.
Rewatch Willow in reverse order.
That might be a good drinking game.
I was just gonna say I don't have enough alcohol for that.
Yeah, but I think I'd want to drink myself to sleep. if I have
Yeah.
to rewatch it.
That's bad. This is a bad idea.
What do we?
dude.
Okay, what do we give this show out of 10? Our episode out of 10. And somebody keeps moving the mic on their table.
No, it's a bottle of whiskey.
Okay, yeah, it's really loud.
It's
How
not
did
me.
you
I
know,
just
Justin?
know.
He
What about-
knew.
Oh, he just knew.
I know what a Jameson bottle sounds like.
That's actually scary.
Yeah, please don't do that.
How familiar are you with them, Justin? That's
Anyways, a score out of 10, please. Nathan?
don't all
Justin?
join. Okay, I'll start. This one is going to be okay. This is going to be a high score. I'm giving it a 6.
Whoa!
When I watched it,
Mhm.
there were moments I hated. Like I thought the trolls were bad. I thought the face makeup was okay, but the whole outfit looked weird. which I didn't
It was
like.
the choice. They didn't look bad. Like they weren't poorly done. It was just
Yeah.
the artistic choice of what they did. It was like,
Yeah.
"What? This doesn't make sense.
It looked like a shedding yeti. It was
Yeah.
But so not
D
each
fell over his chair.
But what I really, and you guys might dislike this too, when you go from one episode where the big bad guys, the bone crushers, it was right, or
Sure.
reavers or something like that,
Bone
Yeah.
Reavers. Yeah.
bone reavers. You go from them, and it turns out they're actually not that bad. And then the next episode, the big bad guys that you built up in the last episode at the very end, you've already had one supposedly bad but actually goofy, a group
Yeah.
of people. The next group of bad guys that you introduce, you can't do the same thing. And that's exactly what they did. They just, hey,
Totally
you know,
understandable,
it's
yeah.
not actually, the last episode, what I thought was a threat, no longer a threat. Now they're all drinking and shaving and all that and getting high, I assume, because Willow looked a bit out of it. But,
Oh, wait. There was a in the cage. What did he say? He essentially was just like, I have a headache, and there was like a D&D ism that was just like, I need some cocaine. It was a plant that he
What?
named. No, it was like absolutely. I was just like,
I remember that. I can't remember what it was. But.
no, it was something like coca flower or something like that. I was just like, that's a Willow euphemism for cocaine.
But
Like that's weird.
Anyways,
anyways, I
This is
didn't like how
Disney.
they had the goofiness, the goofy groups. You got to have some sort of threat. We've seen the Gales, the Crone's henchmen. They're
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
They were threatening until the start of last episode where they were just completely useless. But they look cool and they look intimidating. These
Mhm.
guys, as soon as we get the New England dandy dressed in cat hair, it just kind of gets rid of the threat immediately. And I no longer feel like it's an intensive, they're trying to rescue them in the mine. It's like, okay, 100% they're going to get them now.
Yeah.
No doubt in my mind. These idiots cannot keep back, a wannabe magician and some girl's secret lover.
Yeah.
These idiots can't do that. The redeeming parts of the episode, the tomb, even though I didn't see a tomb, I did like, I know we're often left with questions in the show, but these questions weren't making me feel like I should know information.
Yeah.
They were intentionally left there to intentionally make you wonder. So, and they actually did it properly this time. And I liked that. I was wondering what's happened to the dad. What's behind that door? What's he fighting? When they first ran in there to grab the chest plate and they're fighting, it was all slow motion and eerie music was playing while they weren't the center of the attention. It was a sword, but they were still fighting for it. I thought, like, this is creepy. What's going on? I liked that scene a lot. And while Kit usually is my least liked character, I did feel like the build up for her, I know this was kind of sudden, but at least in the episode, the build up of, my dad's kind of left me to do this, so I'm not a priority to him. Turns out he left me to do this because he's for some secret reason. I think it's Laura. And then as she's escaping the tunnel, her dad's friend tells her, "Hey, you know that big thing that you're wondering about? The reason why your dad went here? Oh yeah, what was it? What was it? It's for Laura. Go protect her. Goodbye." The thing that she was dreading hearing. So I do understand more of her being upset with Laura, but obviously she's just so stupid to decide to pick a fight with her on top of an ice lake in a cave. Evil ice lake in a cave that was collapsing
for no reason,
and pick the fight with the girl whose emotions caused the cave to collapse faster. I thought that was stupid. So at least, what did I say? 6 or 5.5? I think I said 5.5. Right? Did I say 6?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll stick with
that.
You
can't take your score down, buddy.
I was going to say, I like how the more you talk about it, the lower your score gets.
The more anger seeps in.
Yeah. But I'll give it 6 because it did have some good moments that, and I wasn't able to predict the plot as much as the last episode. Last episode, as soon as we met the big bad guys, I knew exactly what was going to happen. Yeah. And I was very disappointed with it. This episode, I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to give it a 4. And for that's a high score.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
It's an improvement.
Yeah. It would have been lower if there weren't all of those cool things in it. Because again, they did start and set up a lot of cool things, and there were a lot of cool story parts, but it loses points for completely ignoring them and then also just going, here's a cool story thing. Anyway, door closed and they fuck off. You're not going to touch that? Nah. What about the Greta Van Fleet dude in the desert? Yeah, no, we're not going to talk about that. And like, but that's cool. It's like, yeah, we don't want to. Okay. She's got these mind powers. It's like, okay, you haven't touched on this at all. Yeah, I know, but isn't this cool? No. Here's these new bad guys. They're not bad. Well, look, they put them in a cage. Okay, well, they get out in like fucking 40 seconds. Christian Slater's got an eye patch. Why does he have an eye patch? I don't know.
How shitty were her shackles? How shitty was her shackles when she was able to get out?
She's just like
within 5 seconds.
Yeah.
It's like, how did Christian get stuck in there for 10 years? Like,
yeah, he had a decade and also too, he talks about like, oh, you'll escape and then they'll catch you and then they'll punish you. He got out with no effort and no conflict. He casually walks up to a guard, and is just like, hey man, any chance you're gonna drop that? No. Okay, bonk. And then they play like a Wilhelm scream, and then he casually walks by. Like,
I mean, I thought that was funny though, but the fact that he didn't actually fight him and there was no actual camera on him fighting him, I thought that was pathetic. Like, they should have done that.
It would have been funny if he didn't spend 20 minutes prior telling them how brutal they were and how it's impossible to do it. And he's been trying for 10 years, and then he does it in 30 seconds after.
Like, it would have been funny, him joking, and the camera's on him joking, going,
totally.
Hey, by any chance, would you put your sword down and just let us pass? Like, that would.
And then
be
he
funny.
does a cool like spin move or something.
I guess not. Okay, boom, like that.
Yeah, if he did something cool, but no, they were just like, "Isn't this a funny joke?" And they're like, "Nope."
It's kind of like Thor Ragnarok, where Thor's like comes out of the elevator holding Loki. He's like, get help, and it's kind of like the jokey start to a fight sort of thing.
Yeah.
Except we don't see it at all.
Yeah, but that also has a good setup, punchline, and delivery.
Yeah, I mean, I just mean like a comedic little fight, and we had the opportunity for that, but we didn't even get to see it, and it made me wonder why have it at all. I was confused. That left me kind of confused. I thought something must have happened, but no.
Yeah, they did like the switch around, and then the camera pans over, and then Christian Slater's in like a headlock, and you've been like, oh,
yeah.
All right, you give 4, and you give it a 6. I'm gonna go right in between the two of you guys. Say 5. I've been consistent with the 5s, I think, with this show.
Yeah.
Last week, Elvin, did you give it a 5 as well, or was it a 6?
I think I gave it a 5. I can't remember. Yeah, I think I gave it a 5.
Do you think last week was as bad as this episode?
You know, you're gonna make me change my score now.
Sorry. I'm not trying to do that. But it just made me wonder.
I don't know. Like, it's not horrible.
No.
But then it is horrible.
It's bad for different reasons. Like, this one's, I think, like the last episode was just bad. This one's just disappointing because it almost does cool things.
There was promise at the beginning. right?
And then it just disregards all the cool things that they start, and you're like,
Yeah.
that was almost a cool thing.
Like I would say the first half of the show was promising. It had its moment. It wasn't great, don't get me wrong, but then the second half of the show is just everything that you built up in the first part, you just let it all go to the side.
Yeah.
And it just went to shits. Like it's like almost like they're like, look, we got the writing done for the first half. Let's just wing it on the second half, guys. Let's just do improv. What do you want to do, Kit? Do you want to just swing the sword around and walk away and be bitchy? Cool, do that.
Done.
Right?
Do that.
Just improv night was what's happening in the last part of it. So for me, 5, I guess. I want to say 4, but I think there was enough. I think Christian Slater made it 5 for me. Just seeing him.
I mean, hearing his voice, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
cool, Christian Slater. This will be fun.
Yeah. So 5 for me on that one. But yeah, another bomb of an episode. 2 more to go, and we can put this to bed forever and never speak of this ever again. Really, we might even delete it off our YouTube videos.
When you go to Disney Plus now, before Willow was like,
the banner.
The first thing. I don't even see the banner anymore. Like Disney doesn't even care
I saw
about this fucking thing.
Encanto, that came out 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah, there was like shit that was been on there for a while, and they were like, please just watch something else.
Yeah.
We're sorry.
Did they honestly, who writes the checks of this and says, let's half-ass this fantasy show because people will forgive it?
Well, isn't this... So this was made by Lucasfilm. Who's in charge of Lucasfilm again?
Disney owns Lucasfilm.
I know, but who's supposed to be in charge of this specific?
Kathleen Kennedy.
Oh, yeah. I wonder why it's so bad.
I see where you're going.
She can't make anything but flaming garbage.
She is not credited having to do anything with this show.
I thought she was. Wasn't it the first episode
it's not. Wait, does Lucasfilm show up in the credits in the opening?
It's in the opening, yeah.
Is that mainly just because George Lucas is a producer?
He's a percentage owner.
Yeah,
he still owns a percentage of George Lucas Films.
Yeah. He still gets residuals for it and stuff, but like,
no, not just residual. He actually is a percentage owner.
Yeah.
But I think it's a division of Star Wars, which Kathleen Kennedy is in charge of.
Yeah, it is. It's a division. So she's the president of Lucasfilm.
Yeah,
and this is a Lucasfilm TV show.
Yeah.
So she's still in charge.
She might not get credit for it, but she's the head honcho of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at, again, the IMDb for the directors of this, and the only, I think there's 4 different directors who did 2 episodes each.
It's Felipe, Debs, Stefan, and Jamie. And I'm not gonna even mention their last names.
No,
they don't deserve it.
Jamie Childs is the only one that I recognize. He did a few episodes of Doctor Who, and he also did 4 episodes of The Sandman, which I thought was pretty good. And he did 6 episodes of His Dark Materials.
Yeah, that Dark Materials show, I've been watching that too.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, season 2's been a stinker so far. Season 1 was not bad. Season 1 was pretty good.
He did mostly season 1.
I just want to quickly say, I just looked it up. Kathleen Kennedy is an executive producer for the show.
Oh, okay.
According to
here's my question.
on Disney Plus.
Why do we need 4 directors for the show?
Because none of them have done anything.
Yeah, Cowabunga, yeah. We're aware of George Lucas. He wanted to do the fantasy version of Star Wars,
Yeah, he wanted to give Warwick Davis a job.
But why do we need 4 directors for this? Haven't we learned that when we have multiple directors,
that's kind of standard for TV?
Is
like,
it?
Yeah.
Is this standard for a show that only has like 6 to 8 episodes though?
Yeah.
Or is it more for like long running shows with like?
I think it's a Disney standard. I don't think it's a Hollywood wide standard, because
that's pretty standard to get. You can have like an overarching creative director, but then if you look at pretty much any TV show, you'll have this one's done by these two, or this person did these 3 episodes. These people did like these, like they'll sometimes you'll see longer stints where like there'll be a story arc and there will be one person who directs that entire story arc, like this 6-episode stint or whatever. But it's not just to Disney. Where there'll only be like 2 episodes here, 2 episodes here, or whatever. Because I mean, if you look at a show like Breaking Bad, there was tons and tons of directors for that. And in a good version is like wasn't
but Breaking Bad had 5 seasons, so I see that. We're talking about a show that only has 8 episodes. Like, I can understand a year by year, a new director comes in because the other one leaves or something like that, or they want a fresh look or fresh take on the show. But this is within the season, and it only has 8 episodes. You have 4, right? Doesn't that, I mean, and all 4 of them have their own way of doing things. Doesn't that lead to a hodgepodge of conflicts and, you know, the way they do everything? Like, it's just a mess. It's like having Scorsese, Spielberg, Michael Bay, and Zack Snyder do a TV show together. All 4 of them have their own different ways of doing filming. Their style, everything, right?
Well, and so going back to Breaking Bad, there were 26 different directors. Some of them only did 1 episode here and there. And to your example, like Ryan Johnson did 3 episodes. Peter
they get
Gould
fired
did 2
after
episodes. That? No, that's just normal. Like they'll just come in, direct a few episodes, and they'll just get hired to be like, here's this story, here's the script, here's the screenplay, make this happen by your vision. It still has to stick within these parameters. That's also too why you hear a lot of the times you'll be excited about like, oh, this director is going to do this show. And then you'll hear like, oh, I parted ways. I didn't end up doing it, because they'll come in with an idea, with a vision, and then they won't be able to fit within the confines that is needed for that show. So with TV, it's very common for, especially in one season, to have, well, that's too, like in the first season of a lot of TV shows, they are kind of doing a shotgun thing where they'll get, okay, this director will do these 2 episodes, and this director will do these 2 episodes, and so on and so forth. And then they'll be like, oh, these 2 episodes everyone fucking loved. Okay, season 2, you're directing half of this season.
You know what show I'm really liking right now? New segment here. I just binge watched 7 episodes last night all at once because it's so good. Is Stallone's new show, Tulsa Kings.
Oh yeah, how is that?
It is phenomenal. It is so good.
So on Paramount Plus.
Yes, Paramount Plus. 7 episodes have
dropped. Arguably the only thing that's on that fucking streaming service.
Next episode's on January 1st. I can't wait because this show is so good. I'm giving this show already a 9 out of 10.
Really?
It's such a, Stallone is back, baby. So I really like the show. Remember that movie that he did called Carter?
Nope.
I think it was called Carter. He was like a hired.
I've only heard of that show because it was also on Paramount Plus when I looked at what the fuck is on Paramount Plus.
It was a movie. It was a movie.
It flopped, didn't it?
Yeah, it flopped, but the thing is, it flopped because I think it was just put in the wrong time in the year. But I watched that movie. Yeah, Stallone. Thanks for the stream. No problem. Stallone is an inspiration. Yeah, Stallone did that movie, and he was a hired hitman. This is sort of taking elements from that. He's not a hired hitman. He's a mobster. He's a made man in New York, but he spent 25 years in jail. So the show starts off him coming out of jail after 25 years serving because he didn't want to snitch. They tried to turn him multiple times, and he stuck with the mob and didn't want to snitch. So he served his time. When he got out, he went back to his boss, and the boss is basically dying, and his son's taking over. And the son respects Stallone, but says, "Hey, we got nothing for you anymore. You've been gone way too long. We'll pay you some severance money here and there, but you got nothing here.
Yeah.
And some guy took his spot and said, "Hey, I'm the capo now. I'm a made man. You're taking your spot." And he's running his mouth. So Stallone just, does a little crack to the face, dislodges his jaw. That guy goes to sleep for a while. Tells the mob boss that I need something, and so they send him to Tulsa, out of all places. Go to Tulsa. We're going to give you some money, and that's so he begins. He creates a business in Tulsa from scratch.
Mhm.
And he's got some cool characters. Some of the characters are fun. I really like it. I think the show could go on for at least 4 seasons. It's got enough characters. They did a good job of developing the surrounding Tulsa, making it bigger than it actually is. Tulsa's it's not that big, but they made it bigger than it is, and they made some interesting characters that we're going to see develop. There's a lot of moving pieces in the show, and I think if you like mobster movies and you like good old-fashioned drinking, punching in the face once in a while movies, no, not movies, TV shows, this is a must-watch.
Yeah, it looks really good. I've seen a bunch of clips, and
it's a must-watch.
There's definitely some interesting character dynamics and interactions.
Yeah, it's sort of like,
and it's not like super cliche either. Like he's not like, oh, I'm super tough guy. Like it's not. He's not playing Stallone.
No.
He's definitely like a much more
like you see him. Like there's a scene where he goes and fights, and you see him after going, "Fuck, I'm too old for this shit." Right? You see him like basically icing his hands and going, "What the hell am I doing? I'm like 70 years old." Right?
Yeah.
As the actor, as the character he's portraying in there, right?
Yeah.
What really makes the show good is the surrounding cast around him.
Mm-hmm.
They do a good job of adding humor, having realistic, like good portrayal of their character that they're doing. It's really, really good, and that really helps him become a really good focal character in the middle. Like he's obviously the main character, but because the cast does a good job of doing their job, it makes him look even better.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely recommend it. I can't recommend it high enough. I think it might be my surprise of the year. I know I've already done my top 10 movies and all that stuff, but this kind of carries into 2023. So it might be one of my best TV shows in 2023.
For people who are just joining us, we are not talking about Willow.
Yeah, that's good to mention. That's very important.
Yeah.
I saw the viewership go up a little bit, and then he started talking good things.
We're not talking past Willow now. Willow is gone. We're just this is like the after party. We're gonna call this the after party thing here, where we just kind of go off on a tangent here, whatever
after
we
hours,
see.
Popcorn chicken.
Yeah, after hours. So if you want to hang out with us after hours, feel free to. We're just gonna shoot the shit here and just end it on whatever note we want to.
Well, do you know? So I haven't watched Tulsa Kings yet. From what you've told me, I 100% will, because I do like gangster TV shows.
Do you have Paramount Plus?
Nope, but my brother has got the 7-day free trial, so I'm gonna binge the hell out of it. And then if I don't finish it, then I'll get a 7-day free trial and I'll binge it.
Yeah. Wait till January 1st to do it.
January 1st?
Because
the new
So Tulsa King, Paramount Plus doesn't do the Netflix route where they drop everything at once.
It's weekly as well.
They do a weekly episodic thing. So right now there's 7 episodes, and I think there's 10 in total. I could be wrong, but the next one is dropping on January 1st. So wait till at least January 1st.
Yeah.
Jordan, don't watch the TV show.
Please, Jordan, do not watch the Willow TV show.
We're watching it for you.
Yeah,
so
we are suffering, and we do not want you to suffer, Jordan. We want you to have a great holiday, and so do not
enjoy
watch
your coffee crisp.
Yes, do not watch it. Otherwise, you'll never want to eat coffee crisp ever again. So stay away from Willow. Stay far away from it.
Well,
watch Tulsa Kings.
Speaking about movies to watch and TV shows to watch, do you got any of you guys have a guess what movie is supposed to come out? We don't quite know when yet, but it's supposed to come out sometime in 2024. Gangster movie related, really, really popular. Any idea?
Godfather?
Any idea?
Peaky Blinder TV movie.
Yes.
Oh, actually?
Yeah, it's supposed to be coming out in 2024. The script for it is nearly done, like nearly 100% and ready to go.
Is it good? Is it good?
The show?
Yeah.
Peaky Blinders is awesome.
Very good.
I have not seen it. I've not seen it.
You watch Gangs of New York?
Yeah.
It's like that.
But I don't like that early 1900 stuff.
Trust me, it's not. It's kind of weird.
Like I don't like the depression, the Great Depression era. I don't care for that stuff.
It's more like Rum Runners.
Yeah, it's moonshine, right? Moonshine and all that stuff.
Well, so they're actually doing like betting for like horses and like kind of giving some horses morphine so they can.
How many seasons?
Race as fast. 6. They're done the show now.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
it's 6 seasons. Only 6 episodes per season, though.
What?
Sorry, yeah, 6. Netflix.
Yeah, okay, you know Netflix. What? I'll try to squeeze it into my busy schedule.
It is. I just watched the first season. It is great. At one point, one of the main villains, because obviously stuff happens to villains. At one of the seasons, one of the villains, something happens, and I get why it happened, but it's. I was like, I loved him so much. I don't want to say anything right now about that.
Is it BBC? The
BBC made it, but Netflix got special permission. So sometimes on their streaming platform, you will see it look like it's a Netflix show, like it's an original, even though it is made by the BBC.
Well, a lot of BBC stuff, and I've talked about this before, but like Sherlock is on.
For those who are wondering,
Netflix.
BBC stands for the British Broadcast Channel.
Yes, we are on the internet, and we need to clarify that.
Yes. Anyways,
and so a lot of like TV shows that go on BBC will be on Netflix, and I much prefer UK TV methods to any Western one or anything like that, because they will have a lot of the time a lot of the same actors. Like it's a fairly close-knit group of cast that you see on TV shows, and they will just go in, be like, here's a story we want to tell. Well, they'll do 2 or 3 seasons or 1 season, and then they'll be like, that's it, fuck off, shop's closed, we're done. And then they'll go and do a new show, and it'll be like half of the same people but doing a different show, and they'll be like, this is another story in a completely different setting that we wanted to tell, and you're like, oh, this is cool. But then that being said too, is you don't get the when a show ends, you're not like, oh, I wish there was more, or oh, I really like this character, this actor, who did it, because chances are there's 5 other fucking shows that are relatively similar, but it's the same actors and it's completely different story, new setting and new drama and new whatever, new intrigue. And you're like, oh, it's that guy again. Cool. What's he getting into now? Oh, he's a lawyer now. Woo. I wonder what's going to happen. So it kind of scratches that itch where like Sherlock was a phenomenal show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then if you go and watch, what was it? The Dracula, BBC thing that was done by most of the same people who did Sherlock, and you see like half the actors that were in Sherlock in this, and it's still kind of that crime drama thing, and you're like, I'm still getting the same like itch scratched by this
up
show
until
too.
The 3rd episode of that show, of the Dracula show, was horrible. I was so disappointed by the 3rd episode. Hated it. I was loving episodes 1 and 2. 3rd one, they
mean season 1 and 2 or episode 1 and 2?
So for the Dracula show, they
it's
only
like
have 3 episodes.
Half. Yeah.
3 episodes. Each one is basically a mini movie.
Yeah.
Like,
they're series kind of thing.
They're high quality, really good, well made. But the first 2 episodes, I'm not going to give any big spoilers out here because
it's been out for like 5 years. It's fine.
Okay.
Is the 3rd episode when they jump in forward in time?
Ooh,
yeah.
You've got an interesting question.
Okay.
Here.
Yeah.
What's the best movie that came from a TV show?
Ooh.
I know the other way around, but
came from a TV show.
I don't think. Do we ever get a TV show that makes it into a movie?
The TV show that makes it a movie, Peaky Blinders,
but it hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, no.
The closest the most recent one I could think of is the Sopranos, where they had the prequel of Tony being the young son, but
Yeah.
that
Would
movie
El
wasn't that
Camino count?
from Breaking Bad. Yeah,
Yeah, because that was kind of a movie. I don't know if really any. Oh, never mind. I know the answer to this. Clearly it is. Oh fuck.
Oh, I know one. I know
Are you
one.
gonna say Star Wars: The
I know
Clone
one.
Wars
Power
movie?
Rangers.
No.
Power Rangers.
Yeah.
The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers TV show, and then they made a movie with the Ninjettis in there. That was a good TV show to a movie. That's the one I can remember from the past that it was really cool. I don't know anything else. When he means movie, does he mean animated movies too? Because that could go Transformers.
Sure.
Star Trek: Wrath of Khan. That was really good.
Sure. Yeah.
I wouldn't say that's necessarily like the best movie that came from a TV show, but I think that's certainly up
That's
there
fair.
as a really good
yeah.
one.
The answer that we all know, and you in the audience knows this as well. Obviously, the Entourage movie.
Hey.
Look at the comments.
Oh, Entourage.
Ah, damn it, Entourage.
I never
Yeah.
finished Entourage. I watched maybe 2 seasons or 3 seasons, and I walked out of it.
I only
was a-
watched it for Ari.
Ari?
No
No idea.
Ari Gold.
No idea. I remember.
That was Piven, Jeremy Piven's character.
Oh,
His
okay.
agent. His
Yeah, I
bigoted
remember. Yeah, I remember.
piece
now.
of shit agent. He was
Yeah,
the best part of that show.
Yeah, I don't remember. It's a tough question, but I gave a couple of them already that I thought.
I'm trying to think of any.
TMNT, yeah.
James Mean
Yeah,
Ninja
cartoon
Turtles,
to
Jordan
cartoon to
got
live
that,
action.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that
good.
was pretty good.
there definitely are a lot of cartoons to movies.
What do you guys wait? Batman originally it was comics, but then
Batman
did it go
TV
from-
show.
But
with Adam
if
West.
if you talk about best movie that came from a TV show, though, could The Dark Knight technically count because it's based off of Batman
Spider-Man?
comics? And all
Oh,
that?
Reno 911. That's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah.
X-Files was good. I wasn't a huge X-Files fan. That wasn't my thing. But yeah, I mean, Mask of Phantasm. Yeah, they made multiple movies with them. That was probably the best Batman movie, animated movie of all time.
Yep.
I think to this day, it's still the best.
Yeah.
It's
The other way around, though.
Oh, there's a
there's-
bajillion.
Yeah.
Mandalorian is quite good based off of Star Wars. Star Wars movies,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
Actually, a lot of the Star Wars, they're not like. That's one thing about Star Wars TV shows. They can be bad at times and disappointing, but if you don't know nothing about Star Wars, like nothing at all, you're not a fan, you've never watched any of the movies, they're still quite entertaining and high quality shows, and they'd be good.
And also too, like pretty outlandish. Like again, if you have never seen any of the Star Wars movies and you just watched Obi-Wan, then you'd be like, who's this old fucking wizard dude? Oh, there's a gas mask guy. He can move shit. He's telekinetic. They got laser swords. Whoa.
Yeah, it's something to keep in mind because we're all fans. We all know, all the other information that maybe even the showrunners kind of forgot about, and so we hold it to a bit of a different standard.
Good cameras.
Yeah. Uh-oh. That was weird. That was really weird. Justin just touched his camera and my screen went black. The whole thing. Justin, what did you do?
TV shows I went to movies, Marvel comic, all the Marvel animation.
Marvel
movies.
across the board.
Yeah. Ghostbusters.
Whoa,
Ghostbusters.
She-Hulk?
Ghostbusters.
You said Marvel across the board. She-Hulk.
No,
I
I
didn't
said,
watch
I said
She-Hulk.
cartoons. I said cartoons.
Oh, sorry. Okay. That's better.
Loophole.
Yes. Ghostbusters was great. That's iconic.
Oh, love Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Not the new one. I'm talking about the old ones.
Oh, yeah. Although, have you guys seen the third Ghostbuster movie?
All
No.
female? All female?
No. The one after the canon.
With the
It's now
kids?
canon one. Yeah, with the kids. Have you guys
Okay,
seen
yeah.
that?
It's not bad. It's not bad.
It's
That
got
one-
what's his name from Stranger Things in it, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the kid, yeah.
I thought that. I know we're not doing a review of that, but I thought that movie.
This is after
Well,
hours. We could talk whatever the hell we want.
Yeah, that's true. That movie was very good considering that they had such a high standard to live up to, and they thought, okay, we're not going to, we're really not going to try and like screw around too much and destroy what people love. We're just going to try and like tell an interesting story, but for kind of the next generation, and if kids are interested, most of the time, you know, it kind of worked both for kids that are new to Ghostbusters as well as for the fans of the original Ghostbusters. Far better than the alternate all-female cast, where it wasn't the actresses' fault; it was the writers.
Oh,
The
yeah,
writers
right. It's Hollywood. It's Hollywood and their wokeism. That's what they wanted to do. They wanted to have all female empowerment, but they forgot
to make a good movie.
Yeah,
well, I think
you got great females in the movie, but you didn't make a good writing.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Well,
I think both.
I think for this one, because of the flop and the poor reception and all the controversy with the last movie, they were at ease because then they were like, all right, well, let's just make a fucking cool movie. And now nobody's expecting anything. Like the bar is so low now because everyone's either mad at the movie or mad at people who are mad at the movie. So fuck it. Let's just make this cool adventure show with a couple kids from Stranger Things that you already love. And it worked. Apparently.
I mean, I heard arguments when I watched this new one, the one with the kids in it. I watched it with my kids, and my sons were entertained. My wife loves Ghostbusters, so she was entertained. I heard arguments from both sides. I heard from the purist of one side saying, "Hey, they just took the nostalgic characters and shoved them in there to give this movie some sort of meaning at the end. How dare they, blah, blah, blah." And, you know, having Winston at the end by the old Ghostbusters building. I don't know if you guys saw that at the end credits, right?
Yeah, they did the...
You watched that, right, Nathan? The end credits?
De-aging, whatever.
Yeah, so then... And then I looked at the other side where the new generation of people are coming and watching this Ghostbusters thing, having never seen any of the old stuff. And they thought it was pretty cool. They're like, it's nice. They had a hint of what the old one was like because they did show some of it in the movie where they saw the old Ghostbusters running into action, which I thought was a nice little touch. I thought the overall, like, here's the thing. You're stuck in between a rock and a hard place here because you want to do right by the history of it and the people that have followed it and are fans of the old ones. But you also have to usher in a new generation of viewers.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody wants to see 50-year-old men running around in jumpers.
Yeah.
They want to, the younger generation not going to care about that. So you got to bring in a new generation so that you can continue the legacy of Ghostbusters. I thought the kids were a little too young, in my opinion.
Sure.
I would have liked to see them in their 16, 18-year-old age.
Yeah.
It would have been more believable how they're able to understand, you know, have the weapons and figure out the technical know-hows, able to hold the power of these weapons. So
because it was also like there was like one of the guys, you know, had a huge science background and invented these things. So, and then like the know-how of how to use the equipment made sense at that point. But then if it's like a bunch of kids, like press the button, go boom.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot could go wrong with the kid pressing a button. That's why we don't let kids play with actual weapons, right? I mean, these are weapons at the end of the day. They will kill people and buildings.
Yeah,
so
I wanted realism. I wanted one of the kids to die accidentally by his friend.
That would be pretty cool.
I think
he comes back as a ghost and haunts them.
Yeah, that's the sequel.
That's a whole new story now.
I think they did a good job of, if they threw in the old guys, the original Ghostbusters, just from the start, then it would just feel like 100%. This is just a fan service movie. But because
they throw them in there, though,
they threw them in, but it wasn't like a movie just with them running around. It was put them in. In my opinion, they put them in at times so that way it reflected like they had a big role in Ghostbusters.
But the
we're not going to just wash it away.
The trailer misled us to think they would have a big role. Remember, Dan Aykroyd picks up the phone.
Sure,
yeah,
trailer.
It did. I think
that's
that stuff
job
now
of
is being,
trailer.
I don't know if you guys heard about that, but this week they announced that stuff is being outlawed now. You're no longer allowed to lead and mislead in a trailer. Now. It's illegal now as of this week.
Really?
Yeah.
Like FTC regulation?
Yeah. You are no
Wow.
longer allowed to mislead in a trailer anymore.
That's interesting because that would be technically false advertising.
Because
And
when
I'm
he picked up the phone, I'm like, oh, is this guy going to train the next generation? What is Aykroyd's role in this now? Because you showed me this in the trailer, but then it ended up just being a phone call at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I would have loved to have the kids a little bit older, and I would have then enjoyed it more and been more believable, because now Winston could bring these kids into the new tower and say, okay, you're 18 years old here. You are almost an adult, but we're going to make you an adult and be responsible with the powers that you have now. Right? It makes it more believable. But you can still do that with these kids, because I don't think they're making another one for at least a couple more years. And by then, these kids will be 16, 17 years old. But yeah, for me, it's just a little bit too of a younger age for me to believe it more. But it wasn't a terrible movie by any means. And if it ushers in new people and young kids to watch it more, great. The legacy lives on. Right?
Yep. For the new viewers that just came in, just clarifying, we're not talking about Willow.
This is after hours. We should put somewhere after hours.
No, this joke is got legs. I like this joke.
The legacy of Willow has been destroyed. It's not living on.
There is no legacy, and there has never been. How many successful?
Sorry.
How many how many successful Ghostbuster movies do you think they could? Oh, I did. How many successful?
What are
how
you
many
doing?
successful Ghostbusters movies do you think they could have made from Ghostbusters 2 and the 2016 installments? I mean, they could have made a number of successful Ghostbusters movies.
This is the all-female one?
Yeah.
2016 was, the all-female one.
They could have made any number of successful Ghostbusters movies subsequently after that movie had they actually hired a competent writing staff.
What I thought when I saw that movie, because I did see it in the theaters, that movie, because like I said, my wife's a big fan of it, so I wanted to watch it with all the Ghostbusters we watch in the movies. Yeah. So when we watched it, what I was thinking was they're a subdivision of the all men crew. Yeah. And what I thought they were doing was setting up a universe where these women,
GBEU,
they would be one division, and the next movie will have the men, and then you'll have the trilogy where they combine for a big story arc.
Yeah,
that's what I thought was going to happen.
The premise of just like, oh, our fucking husbands are useless at this. They're bumbling idiots. We can do it better. We're the wives of the Ghostbusters. Like, we know, like, we've learned from their mistakes because they bitch at us constantly about how they're garbage at their job. And then we can do it better. And then they come in and kick ass and are the better Ghostbusters. That would have been a really funny thing if they did it properly. And then the third movie, they have them like compete and like, that's
compete.
Good...
There was a bigger
or like come together and
no, like you could have easily had a bigger, more ambitious story where the first 1 and 2 movies had their demon, and then there would be an over combining of these are not the main demons, these are the henchmen. The big demon is right here, where the both divisions have to now combine their resources and intelligence and defeat the main bad guy at the end.
Yeah, the cleaning ladies versus the janitors.
And I thought that's what the route they were going for. And then when I watched this movie, I'm like, I don't see this is happening, because this movie alone is garbage and no one's going to watch the second one, even if it's all male. No one's going to watch it, because who's going to watch part 2 when part 1 is just total trash? Yeah. Right. It was just so badly done. I think one of the females was competent enough to be in that movie, and the rest were just comedians. We don't need 3 comedians. We just need one.
Well, hold on. The original Ghostbusters
had one comedian. The original Ghostbusters had what's his name? The main guy,
Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray.
Bill Murray was a comedian.
Those are all fucking comedians.
But Dan Aykroyd didn't act as a comedian in the movie, though.
No, okay. And
what I mean comedian is there has to be a funny guy in the group.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I thought you meant I thought you meant like
no.
Only one comedian. I was like, those are the 4 main guys are all comedians.
No. I meant
big time ones.
Yeah,
exclusively. What I meant is that the storyline. There's got to be the one guy that's funny, right?
The one class clown.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And what I was looking for in the female version of it, and 3 of the 4 were all being goofballs, and I'm just like, How can you only have one serious person in there and the rest are goofballs?
Yeah, you only have one straight person. You don't, and then everyone else is the class clown.
You're overdoing it at that point, right?
Yeah.
Well, the original Ghostbusters, one of the reasons why I think people loved it so much is sure, the ghosts obviously, not quite as realistic, but that the group of guys, that's kind of a realistic thing. Having, the funny guy, someone that's knowledgeable about a subject, someone that can get excited. It's a real group of guys.
Yeah.
Kind of pursuing this business venture.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of realism in their interaction with each other. That's both comedic and relatable.
Yeah.
And I think that's one reason why people love them so much, especially when you throw in the idea of we are an extermination service and we get rid of ghosts in your house or neighborhood. It was a unique idea, well executed. Even like every Halloween, I have to watch Ghostbusters. It's iconic. It's a great movie. Still holds up today.
Even the special effects, like to their credit too, like the special effects were done mostly practically too. So 80s horror or 80s like special effects, when it was done practically and then had special effects sprinkled over it, still holds up.
It holds up, pretty good.
Yeah.
Even those monster demon dogs, they held up pretty good. I'm a huge fan of that. I just think they were great classic movies. I mean, we'll see in the future what they hold up and see. But I do like this news where they're no more of misleading. You'll get a fine for that. But what's a fine? 10 grand? What's that?
Well, yeah, that's just
that's the other thing, right? Like, could this just be just a appease a senator in the Congress or something?
No, totally. All that's going to turn into is, all right, either we can do a truthful trailer and nobody will fucking watch it, or we pay 20 grand and then people will be tricked into watching it. And that's the tricking people into watching our movie tax.
Jordan, I agree with you. Yeah, there are some passionate fans from that lore. All the fans of Willow have left the building.
There were fans of Willow?
No, Cowabunga dude's still here.
No, I'm not at this building. I'm at the actual building.
Oh, yeah. The building of life.
They have walked out and said, see you later.
And one thing, it's a little off topic, but Ghostbusters, one of my earliest video games that I had that I could really remember was a Ghostbusters game for the Wii, actually. Not just like the Game Boy one, but which I have played. But I played one on the Wii, and it's fantastic.
Because it had all the original voice actors too, didn't it?
I think so. I was younger, so
really?
I can't quite remember.
Expensive.
But it was really good, and you're going around, and there's a good storyline to it. You could, obviously you're busting ghosts. It's such a fun game. That whole the whole world of Ghostbusters, even though it's not this massive thing with a ton of lore, it's just a really fun one.
Yeah, the original cast voiced everyone.
Yeah, nice, perfect.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
that's an expensive game.
I remember. Well, it was out on the PlayStation 2 as well.
Yeah,
but Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Harold Ramis, Ernie Hudson, Annie Potts, Willem Atherton, and I believe. Hold on, I think. Okay, he did nothing. Did nothing. Oh, never mind. This isn't gonna. I'm on a Wikipedia for the video game. That's gonna show that some video.
Fantastic.
I was gonna say I think a lot of a couple of the same writers, like Dan Aykroyd's credited for writing, obviously, but I think some of the writing staff also too helped out in the game.
Yeah, well, he is credited.
Yeah.
Dan
Aykroyd will do a lot of weird shit for stuff that he likes. He needs
the money first and foremost.
I don't think he
does. He need the money?
I don't think he ever has.
Doesn't everybody need the money?
Just imagine all the money he gets still from Ghostbusters.
Yeah, but it doesn't. The Hollywood pays a lot more for a lot less nowadays.
He's Canadian. the guy will get a grand
Yes, I
and
know
he'll be
he's
set
Canadian.
for fucking 10 years. Like, come on. He'll get paid in US dollars, and he's like, "You'll pay me 10 grand USD."
That's $1 million Canadian
That's a-
rubles.
I could get so many things for that. But he's in like syndication, like he was on Saturday
That's
Night
right.
Live forever, and like I don't think that guy ever needs money.
You might be
And
right.
also he had did he have a vodka or a tequila company?
Damn. Dan Aykroyd getting around.
Well, yeah, and like Blues.
Dan Aykroyd does, and wait, hold on. Dan Aykroyd
Whoa.
has. Wait,
What is going on here?
Dan Aykroyd has a Crystal Skull vodka.
That's right, Crystal Skull vodka.
And-
That's right.
Jesus. Relax, Nathan. Relax.
Oh, shit. The tree fell.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Crystal Skull vodka.
This is the crystal. I did not drink this. This is my brother.
What tree fell?
I have a little
Christmas tree.
Christmas tree.
Oh, okay.
I keep it in my room, right next to all my Vancouver Christmas market mugs that I collect over the
Okay.
years.
Okay. Take it easy.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm showing off.
Coneheads,
Blues Brothers. Oh, okay.
Everything's falling on me.
Blues
I'm a mess.
Brothers, and like anything he touches is a cult classic. But that's the thing, like when he's done a bunch of like animated series stuff, or there'll be like an animated thing or like a little internet short, and it'll just be like, oh yeah, Dan Aykroyd did the voice. And it's just like, what? Why the fuck did any actor who has any portrayal in any version is just like, no, just give me like 10%
I'll be right back.
of the money or whatever. But Dan Aykroyd's always just like, no, I'll direct that. Yeah, I'll write that. And it's like, we won't pay you. He's like, I don't give a shit. I like this thing. I think it's to the point where he hasn't needed money for so long that he's just like, yeah, it sounds like fun. Fuck it.
Yeah, and it's nice when they do that because then they're a bit more. I don't want to say necessarily passionate, but they're not doing it for the money. They're doing it.
Yeah.
They can be a bit more creative with their work. I've screwed up my camera from getting close and far.
It's
But-
good now. It's in focus. You're okay.
Good. They can be more creative with their work, have a bit more fun with it. And by the way, did you see Jordan's question?
Oh.
I'll bring it
Panel.
up.
What were top three?
Top 3.
Top 3 franchises growing up for me were I'm gonna save that one to last. Franchises, if we're talking TV, then it's gonna be number 3 is fuck, I gotta think of that. TV okay, so like if we're going just franchise in general, it's gonna be Star Wars, and then also Star Wars. But TV growing up, number 1 is gonna be Reboot, which Jordan from Canada, since you're from Canada, you'll know Reboot. Number 2 is gonna be. That's a really good question.
Reboot's your first.
Yeah, I fucking love Reboot, man. My dad and I would just watch the ever loving shit out of that. And
Oh my gosh. This
the
is
movie
Reboot.
was garbage. No, wait. The movie was good. They just recently, and by recently I mean the last decade, did it was a live action.
They did.
And
This
it-
looks
and
terrifying.
Nobody talked about it. It was so fucking bad
What?
that it just the
Willow.
For those tuning in, we are talking about Willow.
I might have to get the vodka for the 6th. Yeah.
Yeah. Jordan asked panel what were your top 3 franchises growing up. For him, it was G.I. Joe, He-Man, and Thundercats. And I said, if we're talking TV, I'm going to say number 1 is for me was Reboot.
Ooh.
And then I said, Jordan, since you're Canadian, you'll probably know this or recognize it because it was a Canadian show. But and then I was telling Nathan, they did a live action reboot, and it was so fucking bad that just nobody talks about it. It does not exist. It's not. It's not.
I
If
feel
you
like
talk to-
Willow's going to be one of those shows in the future.
It's not The Stain that people go, oh, I used to love reboot. Then they came out with this. It happened. Everyone went, that's shit. And then they were just like, yeah, we're just going to pretend it didn't happen. And everyone's like, okay, cool. It didn't happen. Because they made a reboot movie, or it was like a mini series, where everyone's older and stuff. And they did like re-ups every like few years where like Enzo is like fucking 30 and grizzled and old, and he's got a robot eye and he's hot as fuck, and he's banging some mermaid who's now old and also hot as fuck. Reboot gave you nightmares. Yeah, Hexadecimal was nightmare fuel.
Yo, I'm 100% agree with Cowabunga, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, they look scary.
That shit gave me nightmares too.
Hold on. So Hexadecimal was absolutely like a mixture of like
fuck that shit.
nightmare fuel, but
I don't
also,
need to see this when I was 12.
Also like new kink unlocked kind of thing where you're just like, oh, I'm super scared, but she's kind of doing something for me. And so
wait, what age group is this show for?
This is for kids in Canada, son.
This is terrifying.
Yeah,
she was fucking terrifying, man.
And
gosh.
And what was Megabyte, not pizza.
Why do you have so many Pornhub tabs open?
You could see all my shit. That's IMDb. Megabyte. Do you know who voiced Megabyte?
No. Who? You? You wish.
Oh. I don't want fucking pictures.
Don't tell me.
Tony J.
Oh, I don't know who that is. Okay.
Yes, you do. He was the voice of every fucking terrifying guy in everything in the 90s.
Was he Megatron?
No, worse. Hold on.
Spider-Man, Venom, X-Men Legends.
X-Men, Magneto, Teen Titans.
Teen Titans. Oh, okay, I probably recognize him from that.
Fallout. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's in Fallout. Legacy of Kain. Hold on, let me get further
Lord of the
down.
Rings.
He was the narrator of the video game. He's done a shitload of video games.
Rugrats go wild.
He was Dr. Lipschitz.
He's Shere Khan from
he was Shere Khan from the Java book.
Sick.
Oh shit. Hunter the Reckoning. This fucking game ruled. Baldur's Gate reboot, blah 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 blah.
Legend of Tarzan, okay.
Recess.
Yeah, Buzz
Lightyear, Johnny Bravo.
I remember Johnny Bravo, yeah.
Yeah, Legacy of Kain, Austin Powers, the video game.
No, that's the movie.
No, that's the movie.
Yeah.
He was an
Timon and Pumbaa.
Yeah, he
talking about a movie. Talking about a show go from a
fucking...
movie to a TV show and sucking.
Shit,
Ghostbusters.
he did all of the Fallout games. Oh wait, Ghostbusters. Wait.
I totally agree with you. Voice actors definitely need more recognition. They just get buried.
Specifically, what's his name? Let me look him up first. Charles Martinet.
Charles
Mario.
Gargoyle.
Yeah. The voice actor for Mario. He needs more recognition. He's fantastic at what he does. Iconic voice, and they pass him over for Chris Pratt, who I love, but is not good.
I mean, Chris Pratt's kind
now it's like, whoa.
Chris Pratt's kind of legit.
No, I think he did a good job. Did you see the last trailer? He said
watching.
I didn't like it.
I thought it was good. Woohoo!
Yeah, he said woohoo.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
There's already a voice for Mario.
Chris Pratt is there not for the voice; he's just there for the name.
Yeah, but the voice is so iconic. Like you
don't
even need Mario.
I get it.
You just hear the voice. And
it's
him.
But Nintendo probably said we need a marquee actor here. We need to have somebody that's going to sell.
No, Nintendo has never done something to get more people. Nintendo has said, "Fuck you, we're doing this thing because it's worked in the past." Nintendo is one of the only companies in the world who will say, fuck you, we know what we're doing, and not go, oh, I guess we should listen to the fans. They'll go, we did this, it worked, we're doing it again. And then you go, okay. They
But they
made the
didn't.
Wii. Nobody in their right mind in a business would be like, this is a good idea. Nintendo was like, we're going to make motion
I
controls.
totally agree
And they're
with-
like, no, it's not going to work. And they're like, fuck you, we're going to do it. And was it great? No. But did they do it hard and passionately? Yes. And that's why it worked. It was terrible, but because they did it smartly with a fucking tennis game, you were like, yeah, I'll throw this through my TV. I can do a better Mario.
It doesn't matter if you could do a better Mario or Captain Luke could do a better Mario. What I'm saying is,
This is pretty good.
I don't agree with it. I'm telling you, like, I don't care about Chris Pratt doing it. I'd rather have the original person doing it. What I'm saying is, the name matters to. They want to make this profitable.
Who's putting the movie out?
Is it Sony?
No, it's not
Then-
Sony. How can it be Sony? Nintendo never going to do a Sony deal.
Yeah.
Really?
It's
Japanese companies working together?
Illumination.
Oh yeah. Illumination.
Yeah. So what I'm
What did
saying
Illumination
is,
do?
Minions.
Minions.
Arguably one of the biggest.
That
And,
makes sense then.
Despicable Me, that sort of thing.
They gotta have a marquee actor as the character because it's not about Nintendo. It's about they have to make money.
They license this from Nintendo.
Well,
So
I think they license it, but Nintendo still has at the end of the day the final decisions as well.
yeah.
Nintendo makes so much money. I like one thing people get wrong. They always think that one of the largest franchises in the world is like Star Wars. No. It's Pokemon.
It's
Pokemon is
yeah.
the largest.
Is it owned by Nintendo?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Nintendo.
Niantic, yeah.
Yep. For years, Nintendo has been like very careful with the image of its games and anything related to those games. It's been very, very controlling. And for this movie, well,
I agree with
the
you.
animation looks good. It doesn't look like a bad movie. It's obviously for
It's
like
gonna
a
be a
younger
fine
age demographic.
movie.
It'll be fine. It's just it feels like they toss aside. To me, it feels like they toss aside someone who's been extraordinarily important to them as both a brand, being the iconic, even more iconic than Pikachu, in my opinion, is Mario.
Yeah.
But like I said, Captain Louis is not going to sell. Chris Pratt is going to sell. That's all it comes down to. It all comes down to the
Captain
Captain
Louis is
it's a sex appeal. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Yeah,
Captain Louis is the live action Mario.
And honestly, this could be like a super like 5-head move because no press is or bad press is still. What is it? No press is bad press or whatever.
Oh, no. Bad press is. Oh shit! Damn it! I forgot now.
All right. Well, I'm not the only person who forgot it. But anyway, people are
Bad
talking
press
about
is
this.
better than no press.
And if they just were like, "Hey, we're doing a Mario movie featuring the voice of Mario," they'd be like, "Oh, okay, cool." But since they're like, Chris Pratt's doing it, he's not sounding Italian, and then the other half is going he can't do an Italian accent. That's racist. And then it's like they're still white. You can't be racist against them. It doesn't fucking matter. Yeah, I can. He's not doing an accent. He's not from Italia. What do you mean Italia isn't a place? And then, the guy who did the real voice should do it. Fuck.
I'm excited to watch it. I can't wait.
So
yeah, I mean,
now everyone's yelling about it on the internet. So now I know that there's a fucking Mario movie coming out.
I think maybe that's a good thing because now
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, it blew up way bigger than they expected. Right?
Yeah.
I think it'll be fine. I think
it's going to be completely unoffensive and it's going to be Mario jumping.
Like, I hope it does good so that we can have offshoots of it.
Yeah.
No, I want them to make the original Danny DeVito fucking 1989 Mario Brothers movie, and I want to have Bowser as a fucking disgusting mob boss with terrible
that's not happening. Sorry, I had to be
costumes.
I had to burst your bubbles there, mate. It ain't happening. I would love to see a Zelda animation.
They did.
No, I meant like going.
Are you talking about the fan made animation that they did a couple years
ago?
No, the fantastic one.
No. I'm talking about Illumination or somebody taking the reins afterwards, right?
Have you, Elvin? Justin, I think you might have, but Elvin, have you seen? Let me find the name of it. It's that animation of someone did, completely fan made, where the guy puts on the mask. I'll find the name of it again.
Yes, I've seen it.
Yeah, the Majora's. I think that's how you say it.
Majora's Mask.
Majora's Mask.
Nathan,
You've seen that. Oh yeah, sorry. I don't mind Pratt. I'm a
no,
fan.
look at my camera.
Oh yeah, you've probably
Yes,
seen
I've
it.
seen it.
Oh, let's get Smash Bro movie. That'd be sick.
That would
Yeah.
be cool.
Yeah,
That would
offshoots.
be
Like
a
that's what
cool-
I'm saying. Like if we want this to be successful, because then it'll be offshoots, right?
Yeah,
It'll be
no,
like,
Look at how many times they went to back to the well for the minions. They're still squeezing that juice,
we know what
right?
doing
banana.
if
The banana.
so. Okay, you know what? If this
on,
movie
Kevin.
does well, which it will, because Chris Pratt sells and kids love him, and it's Mario, and there's a lot of marketing
and
behind
in
it.
Guardians of the
Detect-
Galaxy
well,
residual, yeah.
Well, and this is, I think, this movie is happening because Detective Pikachu did so well, and if this does well, I think then Nintendo is like, okay, we have let somebody else make movies of these two things. Honestly, once this does good, which I'm assuming it will do,
I think it will. I honestly,
probably pretty good.
I'm putting
When's it
money
coming
down.
out?
I think I'm putting money down. It's gonna do pretty
Calm
good.
down.
Yeah,
I
relax.
try-
When's it coming
I-
out? It's coming like March or April or whatever, like
In
summer.
May. It's coming out in May.
Yeah. Okay. So like the perfect time for this movie.
Yeah.
Honestly, what was the Big Hero 6 or whatever?
Oh, that
Or-
was good.
But like imagine a Nintendo, like a Smash Brothers version of that, or like Ready Player One kind of thing, where
Yeah.
they're just like, here's all your favorite characters. Here's Solid Snake. Here's fucking Castlevania guys. Here's the Punch Out guy. Like if they did something like that, which is just a movie of nothing but nostalgia and fan service, but Nintendo's behind it, it's like, of course that's gonna do well.
If they do that and they have the Mii brawler, immediate
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the
That's my
Wii
go-to.
Fit like yoga girl.
Yeah.
You know, they can make a. What I'm surprised is they didn't go and do the amiibos at the theater. Maybe they will.
Do they still do
you buy your
those?
drink, you
They-
buy your drink, you get an amiibo at the top. That'd be pretty cool.
The
The
only time
Amiibos are expensive.
they all
That would
have,
be cool. That I
but
100%
they
would do
wouldn't be
that.
now, because when they first came out, it was NFC was like new hot technology. So I think honestly, I think they might try and redo amiibos, because like in theory they were cool, and now that like in-game purchases are such a
The thing now,
synonymous thing with video games, and like Call of Duty now, they're like, go buy the right Mountain Dew, you get a skin in the game, and go buy this specific beef jerky that you can only get in the States, and you can get a camo skin or whatever, and in-game unlockables. So essentially they're doing amiibos, but you
I
can
don't-
eat them.
I don't think you have to worry about them doing good at worldwide. It's gonna rock worldwide. There's massive fan base in Asia, Europe, and North America and South
Oh
America.
yeah.
Mario is synonymous worldwide. You do not have to worry about sales. Worldwide.
He's who do you think is bigger and more
There's nobody-
recognizable?
there's nobody bigger.
Mario or Mickey Mouse?
oh
in the
it's
world.
Mickey Mouse. It's Mickey Mouse.
Do you know what? I think Mario.
No, there's no way. Is
Do you
there a
know-
Mario land in every country and continent? There's a
They're
Mickey-
they're starting that now.
Yeah,
They
starting
are.
that now. But Mickey
They
Mouse
are.
is in every continent.
But I don't know. Mickey
I don't know,
Mouse is big
how could you argue that?
because Mickey Mouse
What's
today.
been around for 100 plus years? Mario or Mickey?
No, that I'm taking that into consideration. I think Mickey Mouse has had longer, but I think Mario has pushed through faster, because Mario's been around for 20.
Okay, so
let's say 20 years,
But that's a different argument. though.
25
The argument
on
first-
one platform.
But
on
the
video
argument,
games.
the original argument was which is bigger. That's an
Yeah, yeah.
offshoot.
No.
pushing
Which
fast-
is bigger? I think Mickey Mouse. Yeah,
Mickey Mouse by
absolutely.
far. Why I say that is because one, it's been around way longer.
Yeah.
Two, how many kids go? I want to go to Mario Land. They want to go to Disneyland.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they don't. No one ever. Okay, let's be honest. No one ever goes to Disneyland because Mickey Mouse is there. They go
No,
for
but-
everything else. They go for
But
the
you go there,
rides.
Mickey Mouse is there though,
Yeah.
right?
the
He's there.
spokesman.
And then the
okay.
kid, and then you know what I found out? Actually, it's funny. This is crazy how the world works. Today, I was actually watching a video about side hustles. You know what the number one sale on Etsy is right now? Not one
Mickey
of the
Mouse
one of the
ripoffs?
sorry, not one of the sales, but
Handbags.
one of the biggest things that people are doing on Etsy is making money is Mickey Mouse
Ears.
ears for dogs and cats. People
I
are
thought you were
going
gonna say
nuts
something
over it
like,
right now.
Deal.
I thought you
Yeah,
said
so
something
look at
like
his face. Look at his face.
home. Dude, as soon as you said
My dog's
Etsy,
ears couldn't fit into that.
People are going nuts over that stuff. And just think about that. That's just a little taste of
Yeah.
how
let me
big.
give you my
Mickey Mouse
reason
is.
why I think Mario is bigger
Okay.
than Mickey Mouse, or at least
Okay.
more popular. Mickey Mouse, while the face of Disney, like, no question about it, Disney is massive, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
But Mario is produced in far more mediums than Mickey Mouse. There's games, there's TV shows, there's movies, there's toys. There's
What
so
TV
much.
show?
Mickey,
What TV show?
let me pull up the name of it.
There
It's not-
were. Well, no, that's what I was saying.
This is the first movie. Think about it, Nathan.
This is the well.
How long has
this
Mickey
isn't
Mouse
the
been
first
around?
movie?
I mean, how long has Super Mario been around? This is the first movie in over 30 years.
Yes, and the first one was horrible.
Yeah, so
But that
think
like,
about that.
I think
but it doesn't matter if the first one was horrible because Mario still produces far more. Plus, they produce games
that's not
every
the
couple of
argument,
years.
though.
New,
The
no,
producer-
it is because
Okay.
Mario is able to push itself out there a lot more than Mickey Mouse does, and Mickey Mouse is big, but kids aren't interacting with Mickey on a daily basis as much as they would Mario.
Okay, but again,
True.
You're skirting from the first argument is what is bigger.
I'm not because I think that even though Mickey Mouse may still be out there a lot, it's just that repetitiveness of Mario, not negative repetitiveness as well, not like a crappy commercial that you keep getting. Like
Right.
I don't know, like watching Willow every week.
I understand what you're saying, and I also understand what Justin also said was Mario's been pushing harder in video games still. Video is more relevant right now, right?
Sure.
And it's been relevant the last, say, 25 years, 30 years.
Yeah.
Right? But the question was, what is bigger? It's Mickey because it's not just kids. It's grandparents 50, 60 years old that know Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
If you ask my dad right now who's 60 what Mario is, he doesn't know what the hell you're talking
He's
about.
gonna be like some fucking Italian guy.
Yeah, who's Mario?
It's not wrong.
That was
You know what
That
he's
was-
gonna say to me? You know what he's gonna say to me? Mario Andretti, the race car driver?
yeah.
That's what he's gonna tell me.
Well,
right?
I was gonna say I think if you meet a person and they say my name's Mario, it'll take a few seconds for you to go in your head, wahoo,
Yeah.
it's me. But if you meet somebody whose name is Mickey, you'd be like, what, like the mouse? Like immediately.
Yeah.
It's-
Mickey Mantle. What, you mean
Who?
like the mouse? You named him, you made this baseball player's name like the mouse?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But
that's what
I think
what when you said that, that's what I'm going to is looking at the overall history of both
Yeah.
characters, not just current. But if you're talking about current, yes, Mario's pushing the headway right now because
yeah.
Mickey has been an afterthought by Disney. When's the last time we had a Mickey movie? Right? But we have Mickey TV show all the time right now. Kids are watching it. Both my kids grew up watching Mickey cartoons.
Yep.
They have that what is that? Mickey Mouse Playhouse? I don't know what it was.
Sure.
I can't remember. It happened like 10 years
Mickey
ago
Mouse
for me.
Clubhouse.
That's it. My kids were glued to that thing. Glued to it. And that song was so annoying. I'd hear it every day. Millions
Do
of
not sing
times. I'm not singing it. No way.
The
I'm
mouse
singing
will
that.
come down and we'll get the
Yeah.
MCA'd.
But yeah,
Oh, you're not singing my song right.
Do you know what we should do?
Copyright strike for you.
I have an idea.
Oh.
that sounds like me if my wife's holding the old nuggets.
I think on YouTube, because we have the feature, let's put out a poll. Let's ask people what they think.
Yeah, let's do it. You what? You go ahead, Justin. You put that shit up. You know how to do this.
Because
I know.
I'm looking online apparently this question is not like a brand new thing we've discussed today. This is actually
No,
a thing. People
I'm
look
sure
at the
people are-
popularity compared to both of
But
them.
you make sure you word it right, though. You
Oh,
say
yeah.
of the two characters, which is more famous, Mickey Mouse or Super Mario or Mario brother? Or sorry, Mario.
Is it famous or popular?
They're not the
I
same
thought it was
thing.
popular.
Did not
No,
the
no,
same thing.
different. Because I can.
Okay,
I
define.
don't know.
Okay, go ahead.
Hitler,
Define it.
Hitler could be famous, but I wouldn't say he's
Whoa,
very
whoa, whoa!
popular.
Hitler's not famous.
Oh, he's famous. He's
I don't know if I
People
want
know
to call
him.
famous. Famous and more glamorous.
That's a nice allegory for
infamous
Mickey
then.
Mouse, too.
infamous. But he's not popular.
That's killer. Oh, the evil empire.
Oh gosh, I really hope this is not one of those clips that are just taken out of context. Oh my
Flip
gosh,
it.
we got a couple more people joined too. That scares
Oh,
me.
man. Hey,
As soon
what
as I
up? What up?
mentioned- as
Whoever
soon as
you
I
are,
mentioned
say hi to us in the
Hitler.
chats. This is the after hour show. We're not doing Willow anymore. We're doing after hours where we're just talking random stuff. Right now, we're currently talking about what is bigger, Mickey Mouse or Mario overall in the history.
All
So
right.
yeah,
The poll is out.
the poll is out. What
poll
did
is
you
out.
write down as the poll? What did you write down? Let's see it. you pull
Who's
it up?
more popular, the mouse or the plumber?
I like that one.
So if you're talking current, like I said, if you're talking current, yes, Mario is more popular. But if you're talking about overall in the history of both characters being created, it's Mickey by far and away. It's not even close.
Sure.
I think it's also important though. If you look at the different ages, any 40 plus, Mickey, I'd say nearly the whole time.
Yeah, but
I
even
think younger, I think
but
it's very
Mickey
easy
does
to-
both. Mickey does both spectrums, old and new, because it's still relevant for kids right now. Like
I don't
I just
think
I
he's
just
as
gave you an
relevant.
example.
Okay, here's the thing. Post pandemic, I think Mario is taking this and fucking running because nobody's going outside. Kids who like
But that's
pandemic
only
kids.
3 years.
No. People have been stuck in their house for 3 years. A lot of fucking
Yeah,
babies
but no,
are
but
about to happen.
You're just what
Or
I'm saying
have
is
been
you're
happening.
taking
No,
3
I'm
years.
saying 10 years from now. I'm saying 10 years from now. So we've had the baby boomer, right? After the war, we're gonna have a pandemic baby boom because people are stuck inside, and there's gonna be a shitload of babies happening or that have happened, and then you're not allowed to go outside. Going to a giant crowd and going to carnival rides where other people have touched it. No, that's kids are going to be terrified of that and think that's gross. You know what
so
they
he
did?
still has a
They
cartoon
sat
for
at
Mickey
home.
Mouse.
They sat at home and they played the Wii because that was the cheapest console when all their parents were out of a job because they got laid off. And they're like, fuck, we got kids now. We need to buy the video game so that they'll shut the fuck up and leave us alone. And so I think 10, 15 years from now, they're going to be like, Mickey who? And they'll be like, oh, Mario.
No way.
What?
All you gotta do
Luigi's
is-
brother. Luigi's brother.
Here's
Chris
what-
Pratt
here's what-
voiced him. I
Here's
know
what-
that guy.
Here's what Disney's gonna say. Disney say, "Oh, that's cute. You got a Mario movie up. Okay, well, we're just gonna bring a Mickey movie out. And he's gonna be a badass." Kingdom Hearts. If they
Kingdom
make
Hearts
a-
was the fucking worst game ever, and I played all
Oh
of them.
no! Don't even say that shit.
I played all of them.
No,
They're
no.
garbage. You try and tell me what the fuck the
Alvin,
story
we gotta get
is.
the Mighty Beaver. Yeah, that's right. You don't know. You guys don't know about that, huh? The Mighty
I've
Beaver.
seen the clip art. No,
You
I've got it
mentioned
loaded
I've
up
seen the art
already.
too.
Yeah, we need to get the shirt made, Justin. So we're gonna work on that. The Mighty Beaver. People have asked for it already.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so Mighty Beaver is probably gonna dethrone both of them. We should put that in as a third option.
Yeah, the Mighty
What
Beaver.
What will be more popular?
I mean, the Beaver's pretty popular, but it's whether
Buddy,
people have
if he
seen
gets
it
on
or
your
not.
jugular here, the Beaver could do some damage. And you know what his slogan is? Get ready for this. He
Sit
doesn't
on
give
my
it.
face.
No. Listen. What the hell?
What? You said the Beaver jumps on your
No.
jugular. I don't know. I wasn't
His-
in the meeting.
Okay, God. His Okay, anyways, his slogan is I don't give a damn.
That's pretty good.
Right? It's gonna be on the shirt, baby. I don't give a damn.
I can still imagine. I can imagine just like one of them's misprinted and it's Justin's.
Can you
new
pull it up? Do
slogan.
you have it somewhere in the Google Drive? Check if you have
Maybe. I'm gonna go pee first, though.
Okay,
you do.
it. Okay.
He just
Somebody-
laughed. Jay.
Yeah, he doesn't give a damn. Okay. Oh man, I was thinking of that today. I'm like, what's a good slogan for him? Then I'm like, and I said it out loud. I'm like, this sounds good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It matches it. But are we getting them alongside like popcorn chicken shirts too?
Yeah, we're gonna get popcorn chicken shirts. I want to mess around with popcorn chicken a little bit too. I want an evil popcorn chicken too. I want to have him with the Jedi cloak, and or the
You want
not
something-
and the Sith cloak. I want his eyes to be red a little bit or yellowish, and I want to have a red lightsaber. So I'm looking at dressing up our popcorn chicken to get him a little bit more menacing.
If you want something truly menacing and evil, something that brings up really horrible memories, just give him like a willow staff or something like that.
No, that's nobody wants a Willow staff. They don't want the TV show either. Let's not
Look at
ruin
it.
the character that
like,
I've created here.
What is that? No one will get the reference except
I remember I was sitting in the office and I was talking to Justin. I'm like, what about popcorn chicken as a segment? And Justin's like, holy crap. He's like, he immediately went online to check if anyone did a popcorn chicken. Remember that, Justin? When I first mentioned to you popcorn chicken, you immediately went online to see if anybody has that. And you're like, no, we're good.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Right when you came up with the name, I was just like, that's a good fucking name. Popcorn. Popcorn's in the name. We're going to talk about TV shows and shit.
Yeah.
And people fucking love chicken.
Do you know what though? So far, we haven't eaten popcorn chicken on the show.
No, that's because we're still waiting for sponsors. So you could be the first.
AFC, buddy.
If you're or Popeyes or
KFC,
fucking
Popeyes, churches.
Well, there's a local
churches.
There's a local fast food chicken restaurant that is getting really good traction here.
High five.
Chico's?
No, chicken local one. I'll pull it.
Kookaroo.
They have quickly become my number one go-to place for fried chicken.
Is it Korean
A&W.
fried chicken?
No, it's not a franchise. It's the
You mean
local one.
KFC?
No, I just said it's not a franchise.
No, but Korean fried chicken.
Yeah, KFC.
Well, now it's country fresh chicken. So now the Korean market could just be like, no, we're KFC.
Korean fried chicken's so good. Have any
it's
of you
the
guys
best.
been to Chico's? That's my
Hell
favorite.
yeah.
Love Chico's. They opened one up in the area that I live. I used to have to go.
You don't want to dox
kind of-
yourself.
Yeah, I don't want to, but the area, the general place, it's
The
5
general
minutes
vicinity
away.
of the Lower Mainland.
It's
Or
5
maybe
minutes
he's
away,
in-
just down the road, and their
He's in
chicken
Cabo.
is phenomenal.
Don't say Cabo. I'm still in pain.
So
little sore.
I was looking.
It's a place is called Chicken World. So
I've
they
been
do
there.
awesome. They do chicken poppers, jalapeno poppers. They do fried pickles.
They give big portions, don't they?
They do. Their wings are insanely good, very crispy and a little bit of spice to it. So they do some cool stuff, man. I'll talk to the owner. I don't
Just
know.
one?
They have one close to me.
They've got a couple. I see 4 in the Lower Mainland.
Yeah.
I mean, they call themselves fucking Chicken World. They gotta have. They got a franchise.
Maybe
they thought big.
They
off
make
the bat.
popcorn chicken too, by the way.
I'd be disappointed if they didn't.
So I might talk to them, see if we can get some.
In the world of chicken, popcorn chicken is
yeah,
it's up there.
chicken world. But yeah, I was talking to Nathan while you were gone. I was thinking of making popcorn chicken a little bit evil. I was gonna get him the Sith cloak with the yellow eyes and with the red lightsaber. I'll talk to D and see what we can come up with.
Jordan, you're
culinary-
right. It is very, very good. Very exciting these days.
Mm-hmm.
Especially
Yeah.
one thing I like is a lot of smaller franchises are producing a lot of really good stuff. One of my favorite things of all time, you guys have all had Jappa Dog, I assume.
Yeah.
Love it so much. It's
For
so
our
good.
viewers, Jappa Dog is a Japanese take on hot dogs, so they say, but it's got crazy amounts of toppings or different varieties of toppings. You have avocado on hot dogs with their sauce, and you have like
unagi.
unagi,
you got,
yeah.
like,
Seaweed.
you have cheese and other meats on top.
a
Like
lot
the-
of it's like it's American food, but with umami all
Yeah.
the fuck over
sprinkled
it.
in. Yeah, you also have like what's it called, Kobe beef,
Oh,
Yep.
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
they have that. Did I tell you guys? I had one of the most expensive steaks I've ever had in my life.
Go on.
In Cabo?
No, not. Shut up.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Just adding
felt
a little
bad.
salt to the wound, eh?
I felt bad about that. I'm sorry.
I had Wagyu.
Ooh.
It was $300,
Yep.
and it was
Pretty good price.
insanely good. My wife just looked at me. She's like, "You're nuts." I'm like, "I've never had it. I want to try it."
Yeah, you have to have
Right?
it.
And it was a week before we went to Cabo, so it was great that I had that because at least I look forward to that when I look forward to not going to
Yep.
Cabo. But yeah, it was great. It was 8-ounce, and it was just melt in your mouth. It was butter. My son was
Oh.
sitting next to me, and I asked my son, "Do you want some?" when we were ordering, and he's like, "No, I'll have my chicken." I'm like, "Okay," and then he sees it. He's like, "Holy smokes!" He's like, "This is like heaven."
Yeah.
So I gave him a piece, and he was like, "This is insane." He's like, "This is crazy."
Still want your
Yeah.
chicken?
Yeah, I'm like, he's like, "I don't even want this to go now." But it was good.
On the topic of meats, my brother has started working in a butcher shop.
Oh, that's a good brother.
I'm coming to
have.
you, Nathan. I'm coming to you
Yeah.
with some stuff for my dog.
Oh, here's the thing, though. Here's an example on his birthday. At our family birthdays, you pick what you want for dinner. We all have it together. Sometimes I like having pizza, or I'll go out to the Shameful Tiki Room, which is like a tiki bar in Vancouver. It's a great place.
Hey, one of my a guy that I'm in a band with works there.
Really?
Yeah, Jimmy.
Is he like behind the bar, or is he?
Yeah, he's bartender.
Does he play? Nice. They
Yep.
make awesome drinks.
Yep.
But anyways, I digress. So it's my brother's birthday. We prep a dinner for him. He comes home with a dry-aged steak, just one, and he's like, "Oh no, I'll have this. You guys have your own dinner. I'm gonna have this for my dinner." And what he often does is he'll bring home dry-aged steaks, just one, just enough for one person, and occasionally he'll share it with us though, like a piece or two, and it's so good. There's like aged 28 days.
What's your shop is at?
Newman's butcher shop by the golf course in Tawasin.
Okay.
It is delicious. The dried steaks. It's like $30 or more per steak.
Wait, is that right beside that sandwich shop that and I'm saying this because Tawasin is not a big place and there's only a couple butchers, but there's a sandwich shop right beside a butcher place that is like famous for, it's like this old family restaurant, and you go in and you just get this giant, it's like
sourdough sandwich.
Yeah, well, and it's like Montreal smoked meat, but like everything's made in house, and like they have like pictures of like their regular customers plastered all over the wall. It's like one of those family joints where it's just like, oh yeah, Jimmy's been here for 20 years. Fucking that's old one-eyed Bill.
As much as I'd love to say yes, this is a new area. It's only been there like, I don't know, not 20 years. Okay. So unfortunately, no.
What was the place called again?
Newman's.
Hello.
Very good. Newman. Very tasty. Love that place. It's very, very, very nice. They used to have next to it. I know we're talking about food now, but
I don't know how the heck we got to food.
Popcorn chicken.
Yeah,
yeah, that's how we got to it.
Actually, I won't digress too much from our main topic. Going back to movies and pop culture.
I think we've already set sail on that one.
Yeah, we stopped talking about Willow like a fucking
Our main
hour
topic
ago.
was Willow. We're way away from that one.
You know what's better than watching Willow? Eating food.
Well, I should mention, Justin, you watched the movie within the last few weeks.
Just twisted it in there. Of course, the man was like, ban this guy. Ban him right now. This cowboy.
Don't you have two?
Manga. What?
Galactuses?
I'm not answering that question. Nice try. Nice try. Nice try.
That's entrapment.
Look at you trying to like reel the big fish in. It might be late, but I'm still away. The answer is none of your business. Yeah. Should we wrap it up here?
But quickly, one quick thing.
Yeah.
Justin, what movie did you watch within the last few weeks? Do you remember? You praised it.
Oh, Violent Night.
Yes. I've just
did you watch
it.
I
did.
I just watched it yesterday night.
Oh, you did?
Wait, hold on.
We're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere.
Hold on, let me get a beer.
Holy shit. We're not going to sleep tonight.
Oh my gosh, what a coincidence.
Oh my god.
Butter tarts.
Oh my god. Violent Night. Oh my god. It was absolutely yeah, that movie was
what?
Tits up awesome.
Right?
Yep.
Oh my
it has no right being that good. Like even after I upsold it and told you it was the best movie.
That starts with an A, doesn't it? No, Stranger Things guy.
Yeah,
David R. No, David R.
Harbor.
Harbor. Yeah.
Harbor.
Man, did he ever kill it on that one?
And as a person with Swedish heritage, they sprinkled in like Swedish folklore.
Yeah.
Because like that's like the origination of Santa Claus.
Vikingist, right? Yeah.
Of the Viking shits and and the fights and the choreography, like it was just so good.
And what's his name? The guy who's always a funny guy from Ice Age.
He was in the menu.
I love him.
I just
Wait, Sid?
Yeah.
The sloth? Wait, what?
That's
wait,
him.
okay, wait. Is
it? Fuck.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is a great way to put it. Home Alone, Die Hard. Yes.
John Leguizamo.
Yeah, John Leguizamo. Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah.
This movie is a home run.
It's so good.
It is. My family watched it. My kids watched it with me.
It's
and
arguably not a kids movie, but
my wife's like, they're swearing and stuff here. I'm like, honey, they've already heard all this stuff.
It's Santa Claus. It's okay.
They've hung out with Justin before.
That ship is sailed. And my oldest son, he loves this stuff. He has no fear. This guy will go on any roller coaster any time of the day. He doesn't care.
Mm-hmm.
And he sat down and watched it, and he was just on the floor laughing at every time.
Funny.
I had the subtitles on for him too, and he was just like, he obviously can't hear, but just the motion and the action, he was just laughing his guts off. He was like, "This is insane." Yeah, it was awesome. And he doesn't really when my oldest son likes a movie, you know it's a good movie. He has good taste.
Yeah.
And when he liked it, I'm like, yep, this is definitely on the right track. Man, the violence in there was insane.
It was
so good. It was well done. Yeah, it was really well done. Oh god. And it was one of those movies that actually could mix comedy and action in a way that doesn't make the story feel really cheesy.
Yeah.
Like, sure, like it's Santa Claus and he's basically beating up a bunch of bad guys.
All I know is I want a part 2. All I know is I want a part 2 with a bigger budget.
Absolutely.
Because I think this movie, they just
Santa's revenge.
I think they didn't realize how good this movie could be. It was just one of those, let's throw it on the wall and see if it sticks.
It totally, like as I said before, it was like a bunch of stunt coordinators and stunt actors were like, I'm not doing anything for the next 2 months. Yeah, fuck it. Let's do a Christmas movie. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, hey, I don't have to do Stranger Things for a while. Let's just go
exactly. He's like, I've finished Stranger Things. Like, yeah, I'll play Santa. Fuck it.
Yeah, we won't spoil anything for you, Cowabunga dude.
And Jordan, I don't think he's seen it yet. He said he's heard it was a mix, but between Home Alone and Die Hard.
There's not a whole lot of spoilers. Like, again, the trailer kind of gives everything away. Santa's real, and he fights a bunch of dudes, and people die.
Yeah, and they die in good ways.
Yeah,
but the way they die is crazy. Yeah,
there are some good like plot twists. Like, it's not like a huge world-ending thing, but like there's some good plot twists, and like the story is legitimately interesting, and all the annoying people are annoying on purpose. Yeah. And there's reckoning, there's retribution. All the child actors are really fucking good.
Yeah.
The girl, like the daughter, she's fucking amazing.
Yeah, she wasn't one of those, oh, I'm scared. Like, yeah, she is a kid. She is going to be scared. But what she does to help out is one of the coolest. It totally harks on the Home Alone.
Yeah, she's Kevin. She's 100% Kevin.
Well, and it's
because she watched it. Yeah, just because she watched Home Alone earlier, and she says that.
So that's the cool thing is how
there's a reference to it. Yeah.
And I appreciate that. It wasn't like trying to copy somebody and ripping them off. There was reference to it.
Well, it references Home Alone because she's like, oh, like Home Alone, and he's like, yeah. And then she puts out a bunch of traps, and you're like, oh, that's cute. And then they literally kill people, and you're like, oh shit, and it's all unintentional, and you're like, haha. And it just ramps up the reference even more.
No spoilers, but the way it kills it too is smart because it's not the way that you initially think, like, oh, it didn't work,
or that she intended.
It was good. Yeah. It was good.
Her intention was to slow them down, but because of the way how everything unfolded, it became a whole lot worse.
Yeah.
Right. Which made it just 10 times even better. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. She watched Home Alone in the movie.
Yeah,
she actually references the
movie. Because my wife was watching that scene and she saw that moment when it started to go bad, she's just looking at him. She's like, "Oh my god, like, I cannot believe this is happening." And I'm just like, "Yeah, this is awesome."
So, yeah,
She's like, she had to turn around. She's like, "This is crazy." Right?
and I said it when I originally talked about this movie, but my girlfriend and I went and saw it, not thinking anything of it, and the movie theater we went to was completely empty.
Yeah,
And
that's what I'm
so-
saying. Like this movie, people are not paying attention to this thing.
Yeah,
It sort of went under the radar. Right?
Do you know one of the reasons why? I could kind of explain this.
why?
I contributed to this problem.
Not enough
It's your fault.
advertising.
You can watch this at home on Amazon. You don't need to go.
Oh,
to the
they
theater.
had
It
a
was-
simultaneous.
That's how
yeah.
I watched it. Yeah.
Yep, that's how I watched it too.
Yeah.
So Elvin and I are both part of the problem as to why the theaters.
No,
are
but
emptier.
it's not our fault if they put it on Amazon.
Oh yeah, I know.
I'm
I
paying
know.
for it.
Yeah,
it's not,
we're still paying
it's not
for
like
it.
I'm stealing it for free.
No.
Right? I'm paying for it.
I mean, Amazon's making their money regardless
Yeah,
because
It's a good movie.
this movie could
People
not
watched
have
it.
cost a lot of money to make.
No,
Like there was
it's one location
One-
and that's it.
totally. They went to Chicago. They went to like fucking
They went
Chicago
to Minnesota.
or Minnesota. Yeah, exactly.
Minnesota.
They rented a cabin for
Yeah.
a weekend or a week.
Yeah,
and then
they
we're
got
just
it
like,
done. Yeah.
Fuck it, actually,
They brought in
I'm
10 extras,
curious-
and that's all you needed. Yeah.
I'm curious if David Arbor is a producer or who directed it. I'm legitimately concerned.
He might have a producing company that he owns.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, if
Yeah.
he had more of a
But can we say this is an instant Christmas classic now?
100%.
I think so. Yeah.
Like this is like there was a scene in there where my other son was hysterically laughing. Is when that remember the idiotic son?
Yeah,
Was it
yeah.
the-
The
Yeah.
He just
like
gets
taking selfies and
gets a roundhouse to the face. My youngest son was just on the floor laughing. He's like, "This is hilarious."
okay. This is not so the director. This movie makes sense now. Do you remember a movie called Dead Snow?
No,
Yeah. I can't
It
remember
was a
much
Christmas
about it, though.
movie with zombie Nazis.
Yes,
Not a
I
Christmas
remember.
movie. I don't think it was a Christmas movie, but it was
No,
a
it is a horror comedy horror.
comedy horror about zombie Nazis.
oh yeah, okay.
Same director.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Makes sense.
The violence.
Well, it was
And
well
the
done.
comedy. Yeah, absolutely. He hasn't done much, but what he's done, it's like, oh, he did. He was one of the writers, Hansel and Gretel, the Witch Hunters,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
which wasn't
that was okay.
great. Yeah,
that was
it was
all right. Yeah.
It was a pretty niche thing, but it I think it hit the mark that it was trying to do.
Mhm.
And then he did. What was this? Oh, the
Nathan-
trick. Bless you.
I
Yeah,
just
Dead
mentioned-
Dead Snow was fucking sick.
Yeah, no,
Um,
this is it's a classic.
Do you guys want to quickly hear the reviews on Rotten Tomatoes?
Yeah.
yeah, actually,
So this one was what did I just do? So 73% from the critics and top critics it was 55%.
Yeah, screw them.
yeah, those are the people who liked Willow.
Yeah.
But the verified audience was 88%.
Yeah. That's a good movie, man.
It is very good.
It's a good movie. It's a fun. This is not gonna win any Academy Awards,
No,
but this
It's
is
not trying to though.
But this is
No.
what entertainment is about, right? This is giving you entertainment value here. You sit back, you have a cup of cocoa, and you just spit it all out in 5 minutes
totally.
because it's just insane. Right?
This was very like in the vein of like Shaun of the Dead, those like
exactly.
comedic horror movies where it knows what it is and it leans into it and it does it
Yeah.
fucking well.
It's a good time. That's all it is. It's a good time, and you're not going to be bored. You're just going to be thoroughly entertained. It's a roller coaster, and that's what you can. That's all you can expect nowadays, right? With all the things that are going on here with gender swapping or this and that or
Or the
you know,
government trying to take over
inclusiveness, yeah,
everything.
all of this nonsense. This is just a good old fashioned sit in your seat and enjoy a goddamn ride.
Sit in your pants.
Yeah.
The world sucks.
and just go for it goddamn right. Well, you'll
Yeah.
shit your pants probably halfway through because it's awesome.
Yeah. And it's good to see John Leguizamo doing some good
I
movies. I just saw
honestly-
him.
But the snobs
In,
snobs at Hollywood would never do this, right? So
You know what, Jordan? That is a good fucking point. Award shows need to have.
they won't. Hollywood snobs. They
No.
don't care.
But I mean, like even like People's Choice Awards, or like
I think People's Choice
awards of
will
the
have
people.
this.
I don't know. Like they still go for like
MTV will have it because it's produced by MTV.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh
I
no,
thought
People's
that-
Choice Awards. No, I thought you meant this movie. But I mean,
Yeah,
they need like every award show needs an award for just like the best trash movie. Like not trash, but just like the movie that entertained you the most. It didn't have anything to say. It didn't prove a point. It wasn't, this amazing masterpiece. It was just like, you know what I had fun doing and will tell my friends about it in passing. That movie needs an award.
Yeah, 100% agree. And this would be up there.
You know what the budget for this was?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what? Yeah, what?
10
20 million.
20.
20
That's pretty
million.
good. How much did it make though on his first weekend?
That's a good
I think
question.
gross earnings.
I don't think you're gonna get that because it went streaming and theater. Does Amazon doesn't put out numbers?
But
No,
it-
actually, I think Amazon
no,
does.
you will. You know
Serious.
why? Because that doesn't
Amazon's
mean
proud of their numbers.
no. You're gonna get it because Universal is the distributor, and not every country in the
Mm.
world has Amazon, and not every country in the world have the rights to this movie.
That's true.
You'll get that 20 minute easy. You'll get that.
20 million for a movie with well-known actors,
Yeah.
especially that are in the zeitgeist, like David Harbour. He was in the biggest TV show that isn't produced by HBO in the last few years. 20 million. Again, I guarantee you half the people that are on here are stunt actors, stunt coordinators, and stunt people.
And its weekend debut, it made $20.4 million. So they
Good
made their
for
money
them.
back.
Yeah, there you
Good
go.
for them.
Yeah.
First weekend.
Yeah.
I hope
And
it
no-
makes 200 million, 300 million. I hope it does.
Fuck yeah.
And meanwhile, I heard that, gosh, how much did
Avatar?
Black Adam make? No, Avatar made a ton. I think it made 123 million.
You know the
last
funny
year.
thing about Avatar is?
No, but it bombed.
No. That's what everyone's saying. It didn't bomb. It's
It
made
did.
over $1 billion already. How do you
Yes, but
consider
it-
that a bomb?
Because it cost $2 billion.
No. I know it cost $2, but it's only been 2 weeks.
Yeah, but it needs to be financially viable. It needed to make $2 billion in the first weekend, in the opening weekend.
Oh, really? I don't
Yeah.
think so. I think it was overall $2 billion.
I think it was like what James Cameron was saying, and he was so like confident, and he was
You
just
mean
like,
arrogant.
no, we're spending. But from what I heard, and this is all hearsay and whatever, and probably doesn't matter, and it absolutely will make it money. But I've like the general consensus was like he put so much into it, and he was so arrogant about it, and it was like it needed to make $2 billion in the opening weekend, or else it wouldn't make money.
Yeah, it didn't make $2 billion.
and
It made
was
$1 billion something, but it didn't
just
make
not
$2
in the
billion.
first weekend.
Yeah.
In the first weekend was like, it made like a couple $100 million.
When I checked the box office, the first weekend it made like 500 million,
Yeah,
and then the second weekend because
which
of
is
the
a stupid amount of money. Like,
yeah,
let's be
of
real.
course. Like
For
when I look, you know what?
arguably like entirely CG movie, like that's fucking.
Do you know where it plays?
Who all of the people who were involved with the CG are underpaid and overworked.
After 10 days of it, I checked the money that it made in 10 days.
Yeah,
Put it in third place this year.
really.
Yeah, in third place already in 10 days of being released.
So I'll quickly point out something very quickly about Avatar. So it didn't make 1.03 billion the first released weekend. Made that in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that it's still short, and apparently it's because it's not performing well in China. And
That's because there's no Chinese actors in it.
That's probably one reason. The other reason I could think
they'll
is
censor
China's
it.
still got. Well, yeah, they've got censorship in China, but also COVID still. They've got like a wave,
Yeah.
a new wave or
yeah,
something.
no,
So they
it's
shut down a ton of theaters, a ton of.
But is it
big
released?
areas.
Is it released in UK and Australia?
I don't know.
Hold on.
Australia has weird release dates, man.
It
They
does.
usually wait
They
a
do.
month before everybody else, after everybody else gets it.
Get all
yeah,
the
it's
spoilers
because
on
they have to
Facebook.
pay like 500% for taxes, import taxes.
I think they ship it out on a boat.
Yeah,
I
a
can't-
rowboat.
I can't bash Australia too much.
No,
I
we're not bashing
literally have a
Australia.
map
We're
of it right there.
bashing the
Hey,
government
private
taxes.
dating cat girls on here.
Oh,
Oh.
private dating
Yeah.
chat girls. Oh, cool.
Sweet.
Oh, sick. All right, everyone in the chat.
There we go.
We're gonna move over there after this.
We're
There's
not.
private girl.
We're not
dating.
moving anywhere.
What was I gonna look up? Oh yeah.
You're looking up that
I have food
private
waiting
dance.
for me upstairs.
Oh yeah, let's wrap this up then.
I should probably make some food.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
no,
I think the after hours is a thing here. What do you guys think?
It was fun, yeah.
no. They had Michelle Yeoh on it, or Michelle Yeoh in it. So they that's why they showed it in China. They just won't show Western films if there isn't a prominent Chinese actor. That's
Ah,
in the, like, I would say like 5 or 6 years ago. Like there, you'd see a lot of Western franchises just like
You guys are major if you're getting bought. I don't know
Yeah.
what that means, but I'll take it.
Yeah, well, to get through like to the Chinese government, because they like won't show your content if it doesn't benefit, the government or the people. And so if they don't have a Chinese actor in it, then they won't show it in a lot of Chinese theaters. So
mhm.
but yeah, so they showed it in
Yeah.
there, but
Well, with the
everything's being
waves of
shut down
COVID,
with COVID.
Yeah,
It's fucking it's terrifying there right now.
yeah, it is.
There's a
You know
lot
what's
of
terrifying is my food is getting cold. That's terrifying right now for me.
okay.
No worries, no worries.
This has
Well,
been
we
a
went-
blast. The after hours, I think, is amazing, and we might do this.
Well,
Um,
I've been seeing a lot of up bolstering in viewership after the like 1.5 hour mark, and I think it's mostly probably the time slot.
We
because
know why.
nobody else is streaming, but also a lot of people are probably just going like, it's an hour and a half, they're still talking about Willow, and then they check in and they go, oh no, they stopped talking about Willow a long time ago.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
If
I
you're-
can't
if
believe
you're
they're
watching-
still talking about
If you're
Willow.
if you're watching us after we're done, please keep watching. It gets better. Not
But
the
they
show.
tune in-
watch
Not the
us.
show. Our show.
They tune in
Don't watch
specifically because they know we're done talking about Willow.
Yeah,
They're like,
yeah,
okay,
they're like,
okay.
oh, it's been an hour. They stopped talking about that fucking show I don't watch or care about or know about.
Yeah, make sure to go if you're new here. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. Follow us on social media at A&R Universe. Our 100th episode of A&R Weekly, which is our flagship podcast on Monday nights at 8:30 p.m. We're gonna be giving away some cool stuff, including one of my favorite figures of all time. It is rare and hard
He's
to
giving
find.
away some Galactuses.
We're gonna give away a Mayfix Gambit here.
Oh,
It is
mon
one of my
ami.
favorite. It is in the Hall of Fame for me. Is one of my greatest. Among other things, we're gonna give away some other cool stuff. So tell your friends and family, come join us, and we will give away some figures on our 100th episode. This was fun, man. I really liked
Yeah.
it. I think Popcorn Chicken is evolving. This is we're only 6 months into it.
That's true.
Popcorn Chicken has been evolving, and I think it's only going to get better. And
Because
like
we're
I
gonna
said,
stop watching Willow.
Yeah, you said it's only going to get better. Not for Willow.
not for 2 weeks.
No, we're talking about Bad Batch next week too.
Well, we still have a slice of Willow in there, so
Slice.
a slice. But we're gonna do 2. We're gonna be doing the Last of Us as well.
Last of Us and then Mandalorian.
Right after that, yeah. Oh, it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna
gonna
be.
It's gonna be a wild ride, boys. It's gonna be a
Woo!
wild ride. 6 months of Andor. Oh
Hell yeah, the
man.
best 6 months of my life.
We could dissect it for 6 months.
I'll do it again.
I appreciate every one of you guys. Jordan said he appreciates us. No, we appreciate you. We appreciate everybody.
You didn't come in. You didn't come in late. You were the first person here, dog.
No, Cowabunga dude was.
No,
No?
Jordan from Canada was the first person to comment. He came in before you did, Elvin.
He came in before the podcast
He
started.
was
No, he came,
9:37.
You know why he came in? Because he was already in the other one, and he
Yeah.
followed me here.
So
Which
he
I
brought
appreciate,
he
yeah.
he showed up before you did.
I think he had two streams going on. That's what happened.
Hell yeah, we appreciate the multi-screen, our multi-screen gang. What up?
Technology is a fantastic. Like I said, appreciate it, everybody. Thank you. Spread the word. Let's get many people out here so we can have awesome engagement. And
Yeah, we want
always,
everyone being confused about Willow.
yeah, and we're always looking at the chats. Come on, guys! Like, how many times have we gone to the well here and talked to you guys or answered your questions? So, yeah, tell your friends and family, your uncle, everybody. We want to have more people come on here. This is awesome. I love doing this.
Especially your uncle. You know, the weird one. He says some terrible shit.
Anyways, say bye, guys.
Bye,
Bye,
internet.
guys.
Willow forever. West Side Willow.